Good evening, everyone. Happy 4th of July, and what better way to kick off America's 250th birthday by celebrating doing America's first pastime. Here we are at El Dorado Scioto Downs, celebrating a couple of things this evening, but our big bang is the 150,000 next generation.
4 divisions, Ashley. Should be some good ones going tonight. Ron Burke has sent out 20 of them in the 5 years so far. 9 winners. He has earnings of over $861,000 in those 5 years.
And, I mean, what do we say though, Doug? You never know whose game it's going to be. We have wonderful fields starting in race 10 for, again, the 150,000 next generation. But of course, race number 7 is coming up next. It's going to be our 3-year-old filly Pacers. Tonight, we're actually seeing the 4th leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes for these 3-year-old fillies already. 3-year-old
fillies. We already had one division go earlier tonight. We had an open going 49-2, 50 3/5. Ronnie Wren has doubled up tonight. He's the only one with 2 winners, and that was Seaside Charm that went in 150-3. But we've got a couple more divisions of this 3-year-old filly pace coming up.
So it's been some really impressive racing already this evening, but we have plenty more coming. And again, race 7, I said, is the 2nd division of the Ohio Sire Stakes for these filly Pacers, and we're going to take just a moment and introduce you to a very special filly. Our 6th horse coming up in race 7 is Rhodena Blue, and she has quite the story. So let's hear from Wes Mayberry.
Rhodena Blue may be familiar to members of the OHHA. The Lather Up filly was featured in the cover story of the Buckeye Harness Horseman magazine last fall after winning a Buckeye Stallion Series race at Northfield Park. But the story had little to do with that win. Instead, it focused on the incredible circumstances surrounding it.
My wife was diagnosed with cancer in late 2019, and about 6 weeks later, she died of ovarian cancer. And I certainly, it was during COVID, of course, or at the beginning of COVID, which was a horrible time. And it was I wasn't prepared for it. I suppose nobody's prepared for it. And it came sudden. Roy was really young. I didn't really know anything about raising a daughter. We were very much isolated, and I was not in a very good frame of mind for a week or 2 after my wife's passing. But of course, we had 3 or 4 horses in the barn, and it doesn't matter to them. They still have to be cared for morning, noon, and night. And it turned out to be a blessing for both of us, because when we get up in the morning, it was a place we could go. And it was something we could do together, and she could hone her skills and develop her skills, and it was something that could occupy my mind.
Later came Rhodena Blue. Sired by Lather Up, she was born after a prior breeding resulted in the loss of twins. McInnes recognized potential in her as a racehorse and began training her on his farm outside Toronto.
We don't have a track per se, so a lot of her training is in fields, in farmers' fields, up and down hills, and through a little river, and so she hadn't had a lot of actual track experience by the time she got to the races.
Combined with that lack of on-track experience, Rhodena Blue displayed signs of anxiety in the transport trailer. So Rory suggested bringing her Shetland pony Queenie on the trip as a potential companion for the filly.
And good heavens, when we put Queenie on, she settled right down. Any horse who's nervous on a trailer, it usually doesn't bode well for their racing career. So Queenie's been extremely important, not only to her, but again, she's one of those things that's important to our family. We didn't expect to have her. My daughter's riding coach had said to us, why don't you take her for a couple months this winter when her riding had finished, and I never thought she was going to be staying. And well, that was, I guess, 3 years ago, or I don't think she's leaving now, and I don't think we could imagine life without her either, but it's one of those happenstance things where she shows up and you realize after the fact how blessed you were to have her.
With her anxiety settled thanks to her new friend, Rhodena Blue wasted little time in getting her first victory. She won a Buckeye Stallion Series race at Northfield in just her 2nd purse start. Prior to that victory, I had been corresponding with Neil for the magazine story. I found it heartwarming how his horses continued to heal him and his daughter from the tragic loss of a loved one, and wanted to share his story. The BSS win made it all the more special, rewarding his perseverance through so much heartache. Recently, he told me the response to the story was overwhelmingly positive.
A lot of people were more interested in some cases in Queenie, the pony that had come along on the trip, and I think of a few other people that had chipped some horses into race actually started using a similar type of arrangement to help, especially fillies, to help their stress. We were quite well regarded in in the story, and it was enjoyable for us. So we're a little more hopeful this year, but certainly the story created interest, and it also it encouraged us to keep going and keep on racing as well. So.
Between his full-time job as a high school English teacher and his equine responsibilities, the 53-year-old McInnes puts in long hours, but he was eager to get Rhodena Blue back on the track for her sophomore season this year.
Started her back probably in February, and I just took my time with her. As a teacher, I can't jog necessarily every single day, but we just took our time, and she trained down really well. She's grown some. She's matured a lot too. She still gets a little bit anxious, hence why we have to bring Queenie with us everywhere we go. But she's matured a lot. When I finally brought her to the track, she was much stronger, and I would say better gated this year.
In early June, Neil and Rory made the trip from Canada with Rhodena Blue and Queenie for a Buckeye Stallion Series race at Eldorado Scioto Downs. After an overnight stopover at Sabra Farms in Streetsboro, they arrived at Scioto for race night. During a break in preparations, Rory talked with us about helping her father with his horses and the bond she has formed with Rhodena Blue.
We get mostly attached when me and her lay down together in the stall, and then she just I don't know, she's just so sweet. And then she really connects to me after that. So she trusts me, and I'm happy that I have this experience. I get to try it out if I want to do it when I get older. And she's just a really good horse.
Rory added that she enjoys working with her dad, but was disappointed she wasn't able to come with him for last year's Buckeye Stallion Series win.
It's pretty cool, even though I haven't been in the winner's circle yet, but hopefully someday I will, and that's probably a guarantee.
Just a few hours later, that guarantee became reality. Rhodena Blue won in a lifetime mark of 151-4 to give Rory that long-awaited winner's circle experience. It was also a happy moment for Neil and what has been a storybook journey for him and his daughter.
If nothing else, my daughter's had experiences at her age that not many kids have. She's in a pony club, and one of the members had said, "Oh my God, what an experience it would have been to have traveled with my dad down to the States to race." So not lost on us that this is a real unique opportunity, and we're taking full advantage. And this is trip one of what hopes to be a multitude of trips between now and October. So we're pretty excited about that, and we're very grateful.
There we go. The story, the incredible story of Rhodena Blue. And really, Doug, that's what this industry is about as a whole. We get really caught up in the wins and the money and really even the pressure that comes with being in this industry. But this is why we do it, right? Seeing those kinds of stories, you can't help but root for the underdog a little bit.
Correct.
And going into tonight, going into race 7, of course, Rhodena Blue is drawing the 6-hole, and we'll get the post parade in just a moment. But she is the longest shot on the board as far as the morning odds win. I think she came into today 12-1, looking a little bit better now.
She's 5-2 right now. 5-2.
Yep. And coming into our Sire Stakes, she's actually jumping up in class. Of course, we can go a little bit further into detail once we do pick up that post parade. But we have just a couple more divisions of the Ohio Sire Stakes to bring you this evening. We're going to have a condition race, and then we're going to go into the $150,000 next generation, starting in race 10.
Race 10, and that for our fans listening out there, roughly at 9:25, they should be behind the gate for that next generation 2-year-old filly trot. I think we open up with.
We can talk a little bit about the numbers, the history behind this stakes, I guess we can say. Started in 2020, actually, just with Pacers. It was just our filly Pacers and our colt Pacers that went head-to-head, and that's where we were first introduced to Charlie May, right?
Yes, Charlie
Ohio's
May.
Sweetheart.
And he might have been, did he win 2 years? That's a 2- and 3-year-old. I think he might have.
For the Ohio Sire Stakes, I do believe so. Okay. Yep, yeah. And I think you opened up with it, but Doug, why don't you walk us through a couple numbers, if you don't mind, about our leading trainers and drivers.
Ron Burke has sent 20 starters out, has 9 winners, 2 second-place finishes, 4 third-place finishes, $861,000. Now, this is all in the next generation. Chris Page, and naturally 20 starters and 9 wins. That makes sense. Burke Page and Chris, likewise, $861,000. Ronnie Gillespie sent out 4 and had 2 winners, and they were not Sugar Instead, as many would think. But What's Shaking and Big Ranger.
Say two colts.
Two colts.
Two
And
colt trotters.
Big Ranger set the track record last year for 2-year-olds in the next gen.
And Ronnie will have a filly trotter.
Filly trotter tonight.
Later this evening. But the next generation, I'm not even sure how this all came about in 2020. Do you know?
You know, Roger Houston sat down with Jason Roth just this week, and they kind of explained it. And a little bit I know about. They wanted something to showcase the Ohio Colts early, and the way it works, I'm probably going to be pretty correct on this. You could buy a spot. You put your name in the hopper. Say March 15th. They draw Ashley Daly's name out, and for $12,000, I think, you got to put up if your name's drew out.
I think they've changed it in recent years. When this first came out, you could buy a spot, and I think it was like a one-time fee, maybe around 10,000 or so was a first time.
But it changes some. What I'm getting
changed.
at, if you buy that for 12 and your 2-year-old filly trotter doesn't make it, the next payment would be April. You could sell that to Doug Ballinger for 12 or 10 or 14. That's the way it works.
There's been, in years past, there is definitely a very strong history of trading
Yes.
spots and vying for spots. A little bit different this year. We can take up to a field of 9 in these races. I think every next gen race has a field of 8. So we're not completely full, and I don't think we had a lot of back-end trading this year.
And last year, I think I covered it with Frank Frost last year, and I want to say, am I correct on this, Matt, that maybe one of them didn't fill?
You are correct on that. It was the 2-year-old filly
Filly
Pace,
Pacer.
I
think you
believe.
were right. Yeah, I knew one of them didn't fill, yes.
So it's not unheard of, but thankfully tonight we virtually have a full
And
gate, right?
all of these next-gen horses, a week ago when they had burgers with babies, they had to fry, a hamburger fry. They had 20-some qualifiers that day. And a lot of them were tuning up for this right here today.
Absolutely. And some trainers love it. Some trainers opt to just not start this early. This can be hopefuls into the Ohio Sire Stakes. And actually our 2-year-old Sire Stakes, that first leg kicks off next weekend. Actually our Trotters will come back here at Scioto Downs, and I believe Sunday, Monday will be that leg for the Pacer. So once this season starts, it just keeps rolling. And some trainers choose not to opt in to the next gen because it makes for a very long season for 2-year-olds.
We're getting set to come out for a post parade, actually, for another Sire Stake event. This is for 3-year-old fillies. This one for $50,000, another division here. We got a field of 8. Barry Bickroy will give us a post parade and the race call this evening. Austin Hanner's coming off the rail. I announced Austin's very first win at the Salina Fair at Mercer County probably 6 years ago. Last night, I believe he got his 1,000th here. Jeff Nicehonger is here tonight driving. He drove earlier. He picked up his 4,000th win at Ottawa, Putnam County Fair, and I believe you were there.
Yes, yeah, actually. So you've had a long, rich history yourself,
Yes,
haven't you, Doug?
yeah. Chris Page, I called Chris Page's first win.
Well, it looks
God, I'm an old man.
Well,
I'm an old man.
We're celebrating 250, but you don't remember that one, do you?
No,
right?
I remember 200.
Looks like we are coming out for the post parade. So we'll wait just a moment to introduce you to this field of 8. And man, this is a nice class of horses. Every year the Sire Stakes just gets more and more competitive, and it's so impressive, isn't it?
Be another good one here. 8 of them to go to the gate. Let's go to Barry Bickroy.
Horses leaving the paddock headed to the track for the 7th race. Ohio Sire Stake 3-year-old filly Pace, first $50,000. 5 Seaside Shuffle is on Lasix for the first time. Race 7 will kick off the $1 mid-card pick 4. Races 7, 8, 9, and 10. The pick 4 has a low 14% takeout. Here's the field. Number 1, Zoom Call, owned by Hutchinson Harness. Brent Hopper, SCP Stable, and Kyle Gray, trained by Virgil Morgan Jr. with Austin Hanners. Number 2, Band Girl Up, owned by Last Laugh LLC and Springhaven Farm. Ron Potter trains, Mike Wilder drives. Number 3, Laughing 2, by trainer Jim Graham, Timothy Warner, and Lee Winters with Justin Irvine. 4, Cruising to the Pier by trainer Ron Steck. Anvil and Lace Farm, Taggart Farms, and Stephen Jeffries with Brett Miller. On Lasix for the first time, 5, Seaside Shuffle. On the Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Brissemi, Knox Services, and RES Racing, trained by Ron Burke with Chris Page. 6, Rhodena Blue, on by trainer Neil McInnes and Roy McInnes, Tyler Smith. 7, She's Lit, on Belinda Van Camp, trained by Scott Mogan with Ronnie Wren Jr. Completing the field, 8, Onzone Trickster, owned by Onzone Racing, trained by Virgil Morgan Jr. Luke Hanners is in the sulky. Win, play, show, exacta, trifecta, superfecta. Race 7 starts the mid-card, $1 pick 4.
Well, Ashley, 3-year-old filly Pacers, we had a post parade there with track announcer Barry Vickroy, $50,000 off the rail. Austin Hanners drives Zoom Call for Virgil Morgan Jr., the 3-year-old bay filly by Zuma Kalade. Out of the Fear the Dragon mare, Remember the Dragon, a $37,000 Ohio Select purchase. Has 1 win this year in 6 starts, 2 career wins, $125,000 lifetime. Took a mark as a 2-year-old at Delaware of 154-2. The 1, Zoom Call.
Our 2-horse Tyler Smith will drive for Ron Potter. This is a lather-up filly out of Bad Girls Club, an All-American native mare owned and bred by Spring Haven Farm alongside Last Laugh LLC. Bad Girl Up. Actually coming right off of a win, a wire-to-wire win, but we should note, taking a step up, that win was actually in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Northfield on June 21st. We'll see. This is going to be her first big swing at our Ohio Sire Stakes, but so far this year she's had 7 starts, 3 wins, and 1 second-place finish. Quite an improvement from last year. She's already having $32,000 made on the card, or the mark here at Scioto Downs in 52 flat.
Justin Irvine in tonight. Somewhat a regular anymore at Scioto Downs. He gets around. It's the Meadows, Northfield. Second leading driver in the state of Ohio this year, I believe. He's driving a Laughing 2, the 3-year-old bay filly, a Lather Up out of the Some Beach Somewhere mare. Lioness Hanover, a $12,000 Buckeye Classic purchase. Here's a bargain, $62,000 lifetime, $153 at Scioto Downs earlier in the season.
Brett Miller to drive for Ron Steck, our 4-horse Cruising to the Pier. This is a down by the seaside out of a Yankee Cruiser mare, Cruising to the Dance. Actually coming off of a 6 scratch here at Scioto on June 26th, but about a week prior at Northfield was another one that started in the Buckeye Stallion Series, was 3rd there in 54 flat. Of course, was behind, actually not Bad Girls Up, but in a completely different division there. But that was on June 21st, again at Northfield. It's had 3 wins, 1 second, and 1 third to make $31,000 on the year for Cruising to the Pier.
Number 5 is Seaside Shuffle. Chris Page for Ron Burke, the 3-year-old bay fillies by Down by the Seaside out of the Santa Fe Blue Chip mare Hula Shuffle. Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Brissemi, Knox Services own. $115,000 purchase as a yearling, the richest filly in the field, right at $500,000, $448,000 lifetime. Took a mark at Dayton as a 2-year-old, 151-3. Has 1 win this year, and that was an elimination of the Hackett back in April.
And our 6-horse Rhodena Blue, Tyler Smith for Neil McInnes. This is another lather up filly out of a Camluck mare. 2 back, was here at Scioto Downs in the Buckeye Stallion Series. She seems to like the 6-hole. She won out of that one. 151-4. That was a new lifetime mark for this filly. Final quarter, 27-3. So comparatively, looking through the rest of the field, she can close, she can do it. And again, she seems to like leaving out of that 6-hole. Just 5 starts on the year with 2 wins and 1 second, already batting up $18,000 on the year.
Ronnie Wren Jr. looking for his 3rd driving win of the evening. He drives for Scott Mogan, the 3-year-old bay filly by Catch the Fire, She's Lit. This is a homebred, Linda Van Kemp, who also owns of Circleville. 7 starts in the season, a win, 2 seconds, $84,000 lifetime, 53-3 at Scioto Downs as a 2-year-old.
And our 8-horse, Luke Hanners for Virgil Morgan Jr. Odds on Trickster. This is another lather up. She did start in the last leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes up in Northfield on June 20th. However, she just didn't get away the best, especially on a small half-mile track like that, and made a break at the wire. So she did end up 5th, so was in the money, and 53-3 there. She's another one that likes to close, coming home consistently in 27 and a piece. She didn't start last year at all as a freshman, so she's kind of just figuring things out this year as a sophomore. 4 starts with 1 win and 1/3. She's already got $10,000 made, and originally it was a $50,000 purchase from the Lexington selected sale.
So you can see on your screen the field of 3-year-olds completing their score. They're going to be turning and heading to the gate. Dublin Valley Farm Score Down, they're one of our fine sponsors throughout the year. A big thank you to them. Our post-time favorite at 6-5 right now, Chris Page and Seaside Shuffle, as we mentioned earlier when they were scoring down. She only has 1 win, and that was back on April 16th in the elimination of the Hackett. She finished 4th in the final of the Hackett. Last time out, she was 2nd, just beating 3/4 of a length, pacing a mile in 1:54.
It's hard to not like this filly in here, especially just looking at the rest of the field. A lot of these girls are stepping up from the Buckeye Stallion series,
Yes.
right? So they just don't know how they're going to go head to head here. But this is actually something we didn't mention. I'm not sure if Barry picked it up on the post parade for Seaside Shuffle, right? Our favorite going in even money right now. First time Lasix. So that might be half of a problem. You know, I know everybody has different feelings about Lasix, but I like first start back. I really do. If you're talking about a handicapping,
Yeah, it all depends. A lot of them like 2nd.
Right, and I say everybody
and
feels a little
everybody got an
different,
opinion.
but I do. I like seeing them coming off the first start of Lasix to see how they're going to improve. But that's why we race horses. It could be anybody's game.
So the starter has called him. It's Zoom Call. Bad Girl Up, Laughing 2. Cruising to the Pier, Seaside Shuffle. Rhodena Blue, who we showed the clip on just a few minutes ago. She's lit. And odds on Trickster. Rhodena Blue currently at 6-1. She would be a big fan favorite if she could get home here tonight. Gates rolling. We're going to send it over to Barry Vickroy for the call.
Ohio Sire Stake, 3-year-old filly Pacers, 7th race from Scioto Downs, field of 8 to kick off the mid-card. Pick 4 at the post, and here they go. Here off into pacing, Bad Girl Up gets the first call. Laughing 2 sent away, center of the track, Seaside Shuffle. In at the rail is a Zoom Call from the outside. Odds on Trickster looking for an early seat. Cruising to the Piers next inside. Followed by Rhodena Blue in the trailer. She's lit. Over to the quarterback. Girl Up made the lead. Seaside Shuffle at 3-5. Left for position, but there were no seats. She'll find one at the front of the bus as they chug on over to the quarter. Laughing 2 is their third. 26-3 opening panel. Racing 4th. Zoom Call. In to be 5th as they pass the stands. Odds on Trickster. Then cruising to the pier, Rhodena Blue, and she's led under the line. Seaside Shuffle, the 3-5 favorite, showing the way, setting the tempo. Bad Girl Up will get the trip. Laughing 2, 3rd, 4th is Zoom Call. Next and 5th is Odds on Trickster. As they drive on over to the half, cruising to the pier to the inside. Followed by Rhodena Blue, and she's led. No changes in the second quarter. 56-3 for the half. No one moving. Chris took advantage. 30 flat in the second split. Onto the back stretch, and Seaside Shuffle in command. Bad Girl Up, tracking second. In line third is Laughing 2. Staying in, Zoom Call, out and on the move. Rhodena Blue begins that overland route, and she is showing that closing kick here in the third quarter. She rolls right up alongside the leader, and she has the momentum as they come to 3/4. It's Seaside Shuffle inside. Rhodena Blue on the outside. Bad Girl Up has had the trip. A length back, Laughing 2 trying to get in gear alongside. She's lid, 125 for 3/4, 28-2 backside. Zoom Call inside, outside, cruising to the pier. And Odds on Trickster out the back door, trails into the stretch. Seaside Shuffle with the lead. Rhodena Blue will not go away. She's continuing to dig. Bad Girl Up inside to the wire. Rhodena Blue. Rhodena Blue from Bad Girl Up. Seaside Shuffle, and she's lit, 152.
Oh, yes. Oh, Doug, we couldn't have asked for a better story going in and just kicking us off for our
Great
7th
story.
race.
Tyler Smith came first up with this 3-year-old bay Phillip, a lather up. Rhodena Blue, that was Miss Mayberry's clip.
That was our feature. You know, we always get a little touchy going into the, featuring those things because we don't want to be bad juju. You know how horsemen can be a little superstitious, but 4-1 is going to have a decent payoff there at Rhodena Blue in 52. Wow. First up
Last
like
time
that.
out, she was a winner in 51-4.
We just didn't know what she was going to do with these fillies, but man, I know everybody likes Seaside Shuffle going into this race, but she actually finished 3rd here. We go 6-2-5-7 across the mile. Nice opening quarter. 26-3 to the half and 56-3, 3/4, 125. And Rhodena Blue, Tyler Smith gets it done for Neil McGinnis. His probably would be his very first Ohio Sire Stakes win as a trainer. Rhodena Blue, and we do have Royer here. Daughter is going. I'm sure she's got to be in the winner's circle. I actually saw her help her dad warm up, so I'm excited to see what we're gonna get. What a story, though. I hope we just keep going on all season long for this filly.
To say that you got a nice big second quarter breather, but sometimes when you do that, you let everyone in the race, especially one that can close like Rhodena Blue and Tyler Smith. Perfect drive, had her in position, and he gets the win. Rhodena Blue, 152 here in another leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes.
You can see the 3-year-old filly by Lather Up making her way back to the winner's circle. This is a homebred. That's what you like to see, these homebreds. Neil McGinnis, who trains, owns a partnership with Rory McGinnis. Big win. Probably see some happy faces when Tyler gets back to the Scioto Downs winner's circle. 4-1, $10 winner there for Rhodena Blue. The 2, Bad Girl Up, Mike Wilder 2nd. 3rd, the post-time favorite, the 5, Seaside Shuffle, Chris Page. And rounding out the Super, the 7, She's Lit with Ronnie Wren Jr.
Headed back to the Midland Acres Winner's Circle winner, the 7th race, Ohio Sire Stake, 3-year-old filly pace, 6, Rhodena Blue, a 3-year-old daughter of Lather Up, out of the Cam Luck mare, McTaylor, a homebred for the Connections, owned by trainer Neil McGinnis and Rory McGinnis. Tyler Smith is the winning driver. Tyler picks up his 67th winning drive of the season. It's the 4th career win for Rhodena Blue, her 3rd of the year. The mile tonight, 152. To win, dollar exact to $22.10, 50-cent trifecta, $24.10, 20-cent super, 625 with 7, $76.42. The $1 pick 3 of 3, $77.20.
No better way to get us kicked off this season. So I shouldn't say the season, but pretty much so. Sounds like we might be official.
5, cruising to the pier. 7, Seaside Shuffle 3, Rhodena Blue the winner. She's led 4, odds on Trickster 6. 8, 2, 5, 7, 3, 1, 4, 6 on the bottom, 152. 8th race up next, no changes in a field of 8. Race 8 starts a $1 pick 3.
Well, there you go. There was the tail end of your rundown there. Rhodena Blue gets it done for race 7. Turning the page, we are going to stick with our Ohio Sire Stake 3-year-old filly pacers going for $50,000. It's going to be another field of 8. No changes coming up if you're following along with the program. If you're not, but you'd like to, hopefully you guys know my spiel by now, that head on over to harnessracingohio.com. That program should be available for you.
If not, it's on the Scioto Downs website. They're always
yes.
free on there.
Well, there you go. Well, quite an exciting night we are already having, and we are just going to keep the momentum going. But first, let's thank our sponsors before taking a look at race number 8.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead, Sire of multi-million-dollar performers with his first big crop of talented 2-year-olds making their mark on the track. Also standing, Slay, son of Chapter 7, with his highly anticipated first crop of yearlings selling this fall. And Coach K. Hanover by world record holder Walner with his first crop of 2-year-olds hitting the track this summer. Looking for your next superstar? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients proudly offer high-quality yearlings with pedigree, conformation, and performance potential at public auctions this season. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Feel the thunder, experience the speed, witness the excitement of Ohio harness racing. Ohio is home to 4 pari-mutuel tracks with exciting action at Northfield Park, Scioto Downs, Miami Valley Gaming and Racing, and Dayton Raceway. Plus racing at 66 county and independent fairs statewide. From legendary events like the Little Brown Jug to the Dayton Racing Derby, Battle of Lake Erie, and Next Generation Stakes, Ohio is where champions race. The speed, the tradition, the excitement. Don't just watch it, be a part of it. Race Ohio, it's your best bet.
We are back at Scioto Downs and off to a great start on this 4th of July. A lot of action to bring you, but Rhodena Blue.
Mm-hmm. What other way would you be celebrating today, Doug, if it wasn't for the racetrack for the 4th of July? I can't recall a time when we weren't racing on the 4th of July.
Well, I'm missing fireworks on Grand Lake right now. My wife's family's in, but this is in your blood.
Right. Right, that's it's just part of it. And thanks for joining us this evening. We hope you're having a happy and safe 4th of July, Independence Day, and 250 years. What a day to celebrate for all of America, for sure.
Yeah, I remember 50 years ago, 200 very well. I won't be around to see
I don't remember that one.
To see 300. Now you will. You'll see 300 most probably.
But I was your 200. There was quite a celebration as well.
Yes,
wasn't it?
yes. And we're celebrating the 50th anniversary of Ohio Sire Stake right here tonight.
That is. Hopefully there were some people able to come down.
Yep.
Of course, we're tucked up in the broadcast booth, so we haven't been able to see the downstairs. We had a great crowd when I was walking up, and Susan Schroeder and our intern, Sam Mayhew, are down there and have a whole display for the 50th anniversary of the Ohio Sire Stake.
When I went down a while ago, right before 4th, 5th, 6th race there, she was just about out of T-shirts already.
Oh,
yeah.
And so what they have set up downstairs, of course, our 50th OSS. The Super Night will be held right here at El Dorado Scioto Downs on September 12th this year. Big year for Scioto.
Oh yes, big year for Scioto.
But for the Ohio Sire Stakes, the reunion night that's happening this evening, they're doing trivia downstairs, giving away T-shirts on part of that trivia, and they have a nice display of horses throughout the years.
Oh yes, throughout the years, going way back, yes.
Hopefully some people have been able to follow us along on our social media platforms. Facebook, of course, is going to be our biggest one. But our team back in the office have been putting together, I think every Friday they come out and like a look back, I guess we can say. Okay. And there's a lot of comments of people remembering kind of the golden age, right, of harness racing.
Your dad had a lot of Sire Stakes.
Yes, yeah. So we were very, very lucky in that aspect. We've had a lot of good owners and things throughout the years. But Ron Burke, I believe, sits number 1 for all-time Ohio Sire Stake champions. Virgil Morgan sits second, and I am very proud and happy to say that my dad still sits third.
Great, that's great.
We had, and of course, as we go through on the entire year, the Super Night is part of the Ohio Triple Crown.
Yes.
And we've had a lot of fantastic, just such impressive athletes come out of Ohio, and that Triple Crown it's a big deal for us. And Super Night is one of them. Our first leg actually still held here at Scioto, and that is State Fair, which is not that far away.
Probably August 4th, August 5th, month, 4 weeks probably right now they'll be racing.
Yeah.
Ohio State Fair races here.
That's one thing about, especially when our 2-year-olds come on. Once the season starts, it does not stop. Of course, our next generation, those divisions are going to kick off in race 10, so make sure you're going to hang out with us all evening long. Race 10 through 13, excuse me, is going to be our next generation. A lot of these guys are hoping to be Sire Stake hopefuls.
Oh, yes, yes.
And as I was saying, if you're just joining us a little bit ago, some trainers love it. It's a lot of money to pass up, right? $150,000 for a first start. That's a chunk. That is a chunk of change. But some owners and some trainers opt out of this, even though they know they have a nice horse at home, because it just makes for a very long season.
They like to get them, step them so they're earlier in the year, getting that 5th, 6th start, maybe.
Right.
Delaware, somewhere in there. You see a lot of 2-year-olds lightly raced.
And so for the most part, we will have a couple of 2-year-olds later on when we start looking at the next gen program that have had a start-ish under them, but a lot of them are coming off of qualifiers.
Oh yeah, most of them, and good qualifiers.
Yes, absolutely. For the most part, but there are a couple here that maybe only qualified in 2 minutes, and you gotta think, what else is still behind the curtain, and what do they really think they've got? Because these guys, one thing about how our industry has changed in the last handful of years, we don't treat babies like babies.
Oh no.
Our drivers, they're going to go out.
The money's there, and they race them hard.
Yeah, they will. They kind of almost expect them to be age race horses. And this particular stake, because there is such good money in it, they're not playing around. They're not going slow opening quarters just to go a slow opening quarter.
Ronnie Gillespie 2 weeks ago had the filly in 151 or something in Kentucky.
In Kentucky. And I know a lot of people, she is a Pebble Beach. Ronnie Gillespie's, I believe her name is Banana Beach.
Yes, that's right.
Banana Beach. She is a Pebble Beach, and a lot of people were getting a little leery thinking that she was Ohio bred, but she's not actually. Pebble Beach, I believe, came to stand in Ohio after her crop, so the next one should be. But that whole down by the seaside, all of those some beach somewheres, they've turned into nice horses, not only race horses, but studs as well.
Yes. We're getting set for a post parade for another division of the 3-year-old filly pacers, a field of 8. Mike Wilder in tonight to drive, Ronnie Wren Jr. In to drive. 2 new faces in this race, with a lot of familiar ones as they come to the track. Let's go to Barry Vickroy for the post parade of the 8th.
Horses headed to the track for the 8th race. Ohio Sire Stake, 3-year-old filly pace for $50,000. Field of 8 will start a $1 pick 3. Races 8, 9, and 10. Here's the field. Number 1, Adeline Blue Chip, owned by trainer Bo Brown and Tadeo Sinecki Stables. Brett Miller has the assignment. Number 2 is Odds On Dividend, owned by Odds On Racing, trainer Virgil Morgan Jr. with Mike Wilder. 3, Sassy by the Sea, owned by Hagerman Racing and Charles Reeve. Herman Hagerman trains, Tyler Smith drives. 4, See Me, owned by Leaded Ride Stables, Odds On Racing and trainer Virgil Morgan Jr. with Luke Hanners. 5 is Lottie Da, owned by Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Receiving, Knox Services, trained by Ron Burke with Chris Page. Number 6, Vanna by the River, owned by Arthur E. Sun Stable, Corey Stratton trains, Ronnie Wren Jr. up. 7, Julia Capulet, owned by Sam Widger, trained by Uriah Miller with Austin Hanners. Leading the field, 8, Pina Colada, owned by Adam Friedland and Jacob Beard, trained by Steve Carter. Trevor Smith is in the sulky. Win, play, show, exacta, trifecta, superfecta. Race 8 starts at $1, pick 3.
There you go, your field of 8 for race 8. Another division of our 3-year-old filly pacers. Another Ohio Sire stake, $50,000 from the rail. Brett Miller for Bo Brown. This is Adeline Blue Chip, of course, by Down by the Seaside of an American Ideal mare, owned by Bo in partnership with a New York owner, actually, where this filly was bred as well. Still looking to break the maiden, actually. She had 7 starts last year, made about $6,900. Coming back a bit better, however. 5 starts on the year with 2 second-place finishes. She's been knocking on the door. Looks like she's stepping up from the Buckeye Stallion Series as well. 2 back right here at Scioto on June 5th was that BSS leg. She finished 5th there in 53-3. Does look like she has a mile timed. Her most recent here at Scioto was 52-2.
Mike Wilder will drive number 2, odds on dividend for Virgil Morgan Jr., the 3-year-old bay filly, but down by the Seaside out of the Western Vintage mare Rose Run Ultimate. The highest priced filly in the field, Ohio Select purchase of $100,000 2 years ago. She's owned by Odds On Racing of Boca Raton, Florida, looking for that first win of the year yet, Ashley. A winner once last year in 9 starts, $46,000 lifetime. Took her mark as a 2-year-old, a 154-1 at Delaware.
Tyler Smith on Sassy by the Sea for Herman Hagerman. Now, if you've been watching the Ohio Sire Stakes this far this season, this has been the filly to beat. She was untouchable there earlier in the year. She has won 3 of 4 starts. Her last start, however, was a little bit off for her. Her last start, of course, was the Ohio Sire Stake up in Northfield on June 20th. She still got a decent check. 4th place finish there in 53-1. Final quarter in 27-4. That's something this filly will do, is she likes to close consistently. She's made $85,000 on the year, 117 lifetime.
Virgil Morgan Jr. will send out number 4, See Me. Luke Handers drives. This is the 3-year-old bay filly. By Down by the Seaside out of the Bettor's Delight mare, Single Me. Owned by the Let It Ride Stables, Boca Raton Racing, and Virgil Morgan of Grove City. This is a homebred. 5 starts, actually, not raced last year as a 2-year-old. Has 3 wins this year, 31,000, 151-3, 2 starts back.
Ron Burke and Chris Page team up on the 5, La Di Da. This is Summa Cum Laude filly out of a Real Desire mare, Real Diva, coming off of a win in the last Sire Stake leg at Northfield Park on June 20th. She went in 53-4 up there, final quarter in 27-1. She won by just a neck over KB Wrecking Ball, but she was a very nice freshman last year as well. She made $128,000 on the Sire Stake circuit last year. She's already come on pretty strong. She's got $56,000 in the bank in 2026 with 6 starts, 1 win, 3 second-place finishes, and 1 third.
Number 6 is Vanna by the River. Ronnie Wren Jr. drives for Corey Stratton. The 3-year-old bay filly is by Down by the Seaside out of the Sweet Lou mare, Sweet Ace, owned by R3 Runs Racing Stable of Atlanta, Georgia. $48,000 yearling purchase. 2 wins and 10 starts this year. $143,000 lifetime, $87,000 of it this year. 153-3 at Pocono Downs earlier in the year.
We do have Austin Hanners on the 7, Juliet Capulet. Uriah Miller now trains, actually, for Sam Widger. This is a Fear the Dragon filly out of an Always a Virgin mare. And you talk about a bang for your buck. She actually was just originally a $6,000 purchase from the Buckeye Classic. I do believe Widger and Uriah got a hold of her through a private sale, actually. But she had 25 starts as a freshman. So she's hardy. She can do it, right? Last year she made $41,000, and this year already she's come back nice and strong. 10 seasonal starts with 2 wins and 4 third-place finishes, has banked $23,000 on the year. If we take a look back, actually, she did make the McCoy final here at Scioto Downs on June 12th. She actually went in 51-4 there for a third-place finish.
And on the outside will be number 8, Pina Colada. Trevor Smith for Steve Carter. The 3-year-old bay filly is by Zuma Colade out of the Bettor's Delight mare. Peanut Butter Shake. That's a neat name. 8 starts this year and 2 wins. Lightly raced last year, had a win last year. Took a mark of 152-4 at Scioto Downs. About 4 back, $32,485 in the bank for the 8. Pina Colada and driver Trevor Smith.
Looks like our 5 horse is taking a lot of money. Currently sitting 6-5. It is hard sometimes to go, especially when it comes to the Sire Stakes. Hard to go to bat against a Burke Page team up, right?
Ronnie Wren Jr. Has doubled up tonight, 2 wins on the card, so he's looking for his 3rd behind the 6th, Vanna by the River.
I'm actually kind of surprised our 3 horse is sitting 9-2. That's not terrible value for her. She has been tough. You know, I'm not sure. I didn't watch that last Sire Stake leg, so I'm not sure what happened to her, if the fractions just got away. But what a filly that she's turned out to be for Hagerman. They are hot this season already. I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to them across the board, because they'll race anywhere from, of course, the Sire Stakes as we're seeing here
County
tonight,
Fairs.
to the
They won
Fairs.
several, probably half a dozen of them at Marion the other day when we were there. Sassy by the Sea rattled off a couple. She's got 3 wins and 4 starts this year. 85,000 this year.
There are definitely a few fillies in this division that have gone in 51 in a piece. So we'll see what we end up doing here. It looks like really to the outside our 4, 5, 6, 7 horses have all gone in 51 already this year.
So the Catch the Fire timer is ticking down. It's under a minute. Dublin Valley Farm, one of our sponsors, as we mentioned earlier, present the score down here at Scioto Downs.
It's going to be interesting to see how fast this division goes, because I think if I want to take a flip back through the program, I think we've already seen a division go in 50, haven't we?
Yes, I think it was 50, 50 and some change, something like that.
Let's flip. I think it was earlier in the race card. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it wasn't. No, our first division it was race 5. So
50,
unfortunately,
150 and 3 150 and 3.
Unfortunately, we weren't live for that quite yet. But race 5, our 3-year-old filly pacers, that very first division went 50-3, and that was Seaside Charm, a Ron Burke, Chris Page team up. Looks like we are moving in behind the gate for race number 8. This 3rd division now of our 3-year-old filly pacers.
Ohio Sire Stakes 3-year-old filly pacers for the 8th field of 8 will start a $1 pick 3, and here they go. They're off, and the inquiry sign will go up to check if 4 See Me made the fair start poll. She didn't. She is refusing to work tonight. Out for the lead, odds on Dividend. Steps out for the lead. Driving up on the outside is Lottie Da. 3 wide. Vanna by the River to the inside 4th. Adeline Blue Chip. Next is Sassy by the Sea, followed by Juliet Capulet, and Pina Colada is racing in 7th. Far back to See Me. 26-4 opening quarter. Vanna by the River moves to the top. Lottie Da's now 2nd. Odds on Dividend 3rd. Gap 2.5, almost 3 back to Adeline Blue Chip in 4th. Racing 5th, Sassy by the Sea. Then Juliet Capulet, Pina Colada, and See Me far back over 2.5. Vanna by the River controlling the tempo up top. Lottie Da following from a loose pocket. Odds on Dividend 3rd. Adeline Blue Chip a little closer in 4th is followed by Sassy by the Sea inside Juliet Capulet. Pina Colada comes to the outside. See Me out of it. 54-4 for the half. It's Vanna by the River, and she is fired up, and a handful for Ronnie as he continues to try to rate her as they march to 3/4. The lead is 2.5. Lottie Da trying to work to reel her in is drifting down the backstretch. She's followed by odds on Dividend. Sassy by the Sea picks up the chase. She's in gear and rolling for Tyler Smith. 121-4, 27 flat backside. 5th as they come to the top of the stretch is Adeline Blue Chip. Juliet Capulet trying to rally into it as they come to the top of the stretch. Vanna by the River. Lottie down the outside, starting to get 2 or 3 wide. Sassy by the Sea into the passing lane. Odds on Dividend, Vanna by the River digging in. Lottie Da still coming. Vanna by the River will win it from Lottie Da. Sassy by the Sea and Odds on Dividend 150 flat.
In a Vanna down by the river.
Once again, judges inquiry on the board, seeing if the
Ronnie
4C
Wren
meet
Jr. gets
made
a triple. It's third on the card. Vanna by the River, the 3-year-old Bay filly, but down by the Seaside out of the Sweet Lou mare. Sweet Ace, Corey Stratton trains for R3 Sun Stable of Atlanta, Georgia. Third win of the season, a lifetime mark, 150 3/5. Previous mark was 153 2, so she
right.
knocked several seconds off of that.
You know, I know that we've discussed this is the 4th leg, but this is still early in the season for even our 3-year-olds. You know, most of them have been there and done that from last year, but we are already knocking on the door of a 49 mile for the fillies, Doug. You know, naturally our colts do go a touch faster, just genetically, but how impressive they get every single year. That is by far our fastest division of the evening for these 3-year-old filly pacers. 50 flat. Ronnie Wren Jr., that's going to be his third win
Third
already.
winner, yeah, I mentioned his third winner. 26-4, 54-4, 121-4 home, and 152nd was Lottie Da. Third was the 3, Sassy by the Sea, and fourth was number 2, Odds on Dividend, of Mike Wilder.
Corey Stratton, where does he train? Anybody know? Did I stump everybody?
Corey Stratton, well,
I'm sure if we take a look at our comments, somebody can answer that question for me.
I want to say at one time, now years ago, would he be at Yonkers now?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll take a look at our comments here in a moment. We're going to plead our ignorance here as our Ohio-based.
I want to say at one time he was at the Putnam County Fair. Now I might be all wet on that.
Here comes Ronnie Wren. Another winner back in
front of the grandstand, headed to the Midland Acres Winner's Circle. Winner of the 8th race, Ohio Sire Stake. 3-year-old filly pace, number 6, Savannah by the River. 3-year-old Donner down by the Seaside, out of the Sweet Lou mare, Sweet Ace, of our R3 Sun Stable. Trained by Corey Stratton. Ronnie Wren Jr. picks up his third winner on tonight's program. Hat trick for Ronnie. It's the third career win for Vanna by the River. Third of the season. 150 is a new lifetime mark. That is a 1/5 of a second off of equaling the track record. 150 for Vanna by the River.
There was Vanna by the River. Now, we do have an inquiry, so we are
After
going
the
to
judges' review, 4C Me did not make the fair start poll, and all wagers will be refunded. Refund 4C Me for failure to make the fair start poll here in race 8. We'll refund the 4C Me. She did not make the fair start poll. As she is removed from the pools, you may see a slight adjustment to final odds.
Sense, right?
Middletown, New York.
You were on the hunt. Doug.
What would that be to Dave Stratton? See, they were all at, I'm pretty sure, back in the late 80s or 1990s at Putnam County Fair in Ottawa. If somebody's listening out there, they'll probably know.
Somebody had told me that he was in Ohio at one time.
Yes.
And I don't know him personally, so I was not able to make a comment on that.
Yeah, we're going back 20, 25 years when I say that.
Still waiting to go official here for race number 8, but that is going to shut us down actually for the Ohio Sire Stakes.
Yes, Sire Stake will be over for this evening. Up next is just a condition race, and then we, beginning in race 10, roughly at 9:25, will be Next Generation for 2-year-old filly Trotters. We await the results here from Barry Vickroy.
Now, we did hear Barry say that was just, what, did he say 1/5 off of the track record?
Yes, 1/5 of track record for
So
2-year-old fillies.
no doubt in my mind we're going to see track records. We usually always do anyway, but Super Night here, we're going to see a lot of track records fall. And the Breeders' Crown coming up, it is going to be a very, very wicked year for Eldorado Scioto Downs. A lot of eyes in great ways are going to be featured on Ohio.
Eighth race is official once again for See Me. Wagers refunded due to failure to make a fair start poll. Winner 6, Vanna by the River, pays $6.40. Your $1 exacta, $6.70, 50-cent trifecta, $5.70, 20-cent superfecta, 653 with 2, $6.38.
So while we wait for that final rundown, what I was commenting, we said we were just a tick off the track record. Man, have we seen track records fall across the board already this season at Scioto.
Yes.
Of course, we kicked off the 2026 season here kind of mid-May, and we will go through, well, basically we shut down here because of the Little Brown Jug.
Here's the official order of finish for the 8th. Adeline Blue Chip 5, odds on Dividend 4. Sassy by the Sea 3, See Me 8. Lottie Dot 2, Vanna by the River the winner. Julia Capulet 6, Pina Colada 7. 5, 4, 3, 8, 2, 1, 6, 7 on the bottom. The mile 150 once again for See Me refunded from that 8th race. 9th race up next. No changes in the 9th. It features Super High Five wagering. It's 8 minutes away.
Since you mentioned Scioto, I'm gonna get. You mentioned Scioto goes the Saturday night before the Jug, and then they come back here for the Breeders' Crown, the finals, the 24th and 25th, I believe, of October. The week before that will be the eliminations. All kind of racing in the state of Ohio. The breed, Ashley, is just tremendous. What we see here tonight, Northfield Park, they go year-round. Great facility there. Right after the Jug, a 70-day meet at Dayton, Hollywood Gaming there in Dayton. We'll have some big races there this year. Buckeye Stallion Series, I believe, go there again at Hollywood Dayton. And then the first of the year, roughly January through the 1st of May, it's at Miami Valley. They have the Hackett, and they have a few legs of the Sire Stakes also. And then all the county fairs, 125 days of racing at county fair racing.
You can't deny that racing is still very strong in Ohio. We're very fortunate in that aspect. We have the largest fair racing circuit in the entire world. We've got 125 race cards, I think, so far this year. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, as you just mentioned, with Scioto going and Northfield, how the fairs are going to bode, because they're always busy. Doesn't matter. It's actually amazing every single year. We're like, where are all these horses coming from? Because we will have full cards here, and we will have full cards at the county fairs.
County fairs the other night at Ottawa or something, we had 120 horses race. They had roughly 140 horses racing here at Soda. Same amount, 125 to 135 at Northfield Park, and they might have had qualifiers here that day. So that takes you up to 450, 475 standardbreds in one day.
I think they had 22 qualifiers.
22 qualifiers
here.
one day.
Yeah, it has just been. Again, I've said it, now this is my 3rd time tonight. Once the season starts, it does not stop. Does not stop.
And when does the season start? January 1st?
Well,
Are you I mean, it's year round.
Depends on the state season, right? But no, they're, and Miami Valley specifically is known for having good purses the last handful of years. And so a lot of racehorses, aged racehorses, right? Start January 1. We are.
Yeah, that's where you see a lot of your aged horses. And you get into the stake races that, you know, Northfield, a lot of aged horses in the winter. No big stakes, but they have all the legs at Northfield of the, and the fair finals are there again this year.
And Northfield has, I mean, it has its own Grand Circuit races as well.
Oh yes,
they're not one to forget for sure.
Yes.
Turning the page, race number 9 up next, but you know the drill. We're going to thank our sponsors for letting us do what we do.
Once a year, the greatest converge. 12 championship races. Over $7 million on the line. History will be made. Legends will rise. In October 2026, Scioto Downs becomes the venue. where speed meets destiny. The Breeders' Crown, harness racing's ultimate showdown. It all comes down to the Breeders' Crown.
Don't miss the North American Standardbred Mixed Sale in Mount Hope, Ohio, December 18th. Only 2 sales in and already gaining attention across North America. This exciting young sale specializes in high-quality racehorses, broodmare prospects, and stallion shares with industry-leading pedigrees. One of our exciting graduates is world record holder Allegiant, headlining a growing list of successful sale graduates. Last year's sale topper was refined at $260,000, followed by Stardust Volo at $250,000. Visit the North American Standardbred MixedSale.com and join us December 18th in Mount Hope, Ohio. It all begins with a dream. In Ohio's lush pastures, a foal is born with the heart of a champion. Through dedication, care, and generations of world-class breeding, that spark grows into raw power. Today, Ohio's standardbred industry offers nearly $24 million in purses for Ohio breds, drawing the best and rewarding the brightest. Breed, buy, race, and win in Ohio.
This September, the thrill returns to Delaware, Ohio. It's the Little Brown Jug. World-class harness racing, heart-pounding action, and unforgettable fun. Join the tradition. Feel the roar. Be a part of history. We have several hospitality and ticket options, including the new Jug Social Club. Please visit littlebrownjug.com or call 1-800-DEL-FAIR. The Little Brown Jug, where champions are crowned.
Thanks for choosing to spend your Independence Day with us here at El Dorado Scioto Downs. We're headed next into race number 9. It's just a condition, but we've already had great racing for the Ohio Sire Stakes this evening.
Sire Stakes over. We've got a condition race. We had an open pace earlier. Ronnie Wren's got 3 winners on the card. Just a tick of a second off of the track record for 3-year-old fillies. I can see fireworks in the works.
Oh, did
Gets
ya?
a little bit darker. We're going to see some good fireworks
Today,
here.
I mean, it is a Saturday night in Columbus. It's probably red, white, and boom, I would assume, this evening.
And we got, talking about that, 10th race, Miss Red, White, and Blue.
I know, there are some perfect names,
Yes.
actually, that match up throughout
We got
the
a story
entire
to tell on her. That will be the next race. She's coming off the rail. We'll save that for that 10th race. But
What kind of story, Doug?
well, just, you know, she raced at Ottawa, Paulding,
Okay.
and she was a private purchase. That's
Recently.
Yeah, just recently.
Yeah.
I think Pierce Henry or Robert Brooks had her. Pierce Henry was driving. Burke Brigade, that team bought her. Try her tonight. See what they can do with her off the rail tonight.
So we'll see. And I think, well, we'll still be racing. I don't think there's any way when the fireworks for downtown Columbus be the red, white, and boom. That's held in downtown Columbus. Or I bet we can see them from here.
Well,
There's
that's
probably no way.
That's not downtown. What
But
we'll see over there.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
about direction,
Yeah,
right?
that would be, yeah, we can't see through this. Yeah, we're not going to see downtown.
And right now the forecast looks good. I know you actually drove through a little bit of rain.
I drove through rain at Bellefontaine, the downpour. It got so windy, just a gust of wind came through there and just kind of took my car.
Which you're coming from Salina.
Coming
I
from
was coming
Salina.
just north of Dayton. I had perfect weather on the way in. The radar still is looking good. I think there are some spots popping up.
Just been heard that Hoosier Park canceled, so boy, that's bad for them over there because they always have. I filled in over there 6-7 years ago, 2 years in a row for Steve Cross. I was there over the 4th, and they usually start earlier. I don't know if they did tonight or not, and they only have 12 races, 10 races. They pack that place for fireworks. It's
Really?
where everybody in the city of Anderson, I suppose Anderson, 50,000, they come out for the fireworks. That place is packed.
Well, very cool. I say, hopefully that bodes well then for Scioto Downs
Yes,
for the rest of the evening. And of course, we actually have Fox Sports.
Fox Sports here.
Is featuring Scioto as well this evening, the Next Generation, and they are going back and forth with the Meadowlands. I believe they've got a couple Grand Circuit, of course, the eliminations of the pace is there this evening as well.
So they're getting set to come out for the post parade for the 9th. It's a condition pace, a field of 8 coming to the track.
Horses headed to the track for the 9th race. Condition pace, horses and geldings, non-winners of $11,751 last 4 starts. Non-winners of 8 pari-mutuels or $70,000 lifetime. Per $16,500. No changes in a field of 8. Race 9 features super high 5 wagering. Here's the field. Number 1, Val Lickety Split, owned by Larry 6. Brett Schwartz trains. Trevor Smith drives. Number 2 is Mufferall Joe, owned by William Hart, trained by Mike Hitchcock with Brett Miller. Number 3, Bach, owned by trainer Jody Flommersfeld, Mike Albright, and Dave Gamble with Tyler Smith. Number 4 is Gnashing Hill, owned by Caldwell Mamie Racing, trained by Jess McCown with Cam McCown driving. 5 is Carbine, owned by Odds On Racing, trained by Virgil Morgan Jr. with Luke Hanners. 6 is Boomerang, owned by Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Bersimmie, Knox Services, and James Zito, trained by Ron Burke with Chris Page. 7 is Always Amazing, owned by Harold Ward. David Ward trains, Jason Beatty up. Completing the field, number 8, Race Me Celtic, owned by trainer Jessica Milner, Andrew Koblenz, Ayers Ratliff, and Ed Weber. Ronnie Wren Jr. is in the sulky. Win Play Show, Exacta, Trifecta, Super High 5 Wagering, Race 9.
Race 9, there was your post-parade, a field of 8 for this horses and geldings, non-winners of $11,751 in the last 4 starts. Also eligible non-winners of 8 or $70,000 lifetime. They're going for a purse of $16,500 here this evening from the rail. Vale Lickety Split, Trevor Smith for Brett Schwartz. This is a lost in time 5-year-old gelding, owned by Larry 6 of Greenfield, Ohio. Actually, last start was in a 50,000 claimer here at Scioto Downs. Unfortunately, just got shuffled back, drew the 10 hole, and just did not do him any favors. But he still paced in 149 and 3. 8 starts on the year with 3 wins, $31,000 made here in 2026, but lifetime $128,000 with a mark here at Scioto Downs at 4 years old. So just last year in 150 flat.
Number 2, Mufferaw Joe, Brett Miller for Michael Hitchcock. William Hart owns 17 wins lifetime, 3 of them this year, $266,000. Took a mark 2 years ago right here at Scioto Downs as a 4-year-old of 150.
Tyler Smith for Jody Flemmersfeld. This is a Racing Hill 4-year-old gelding. Jody does co-own alongside Mike Albright of Greenville and Dave Gamble of Bradford, Ohio. Bach. This is his 14th seasonal starts. He's already racked up 4 wins and 2 second-place finishes, $43,000 in the bank. Bach is coming right off of a win, pretty much in the same division, I should say class, here. Last week was a winner by just a half a length and 149 and 4.
Number 4 is Gnashing Hill, Cameron McCowan. Jess McCowan trains for Caldwell Mamie Racing. They came home with a long shot for Caldwell Mamie Racing. Jessica and Cam did last night. A big payoff. They sent out Gnashing Hill, a winner last time out by 6 lengths and 150 and 3/5.
This is going to be a name if you watch Eldorado Scioto Downs at all. Very comfortable in the open level. The 5-horse Carbine, Luke Hanners for Virgil Morgan Jr. This is an 8-year-old stud by Some Beach Somewhere. Last start, he's actually coming down in class. His last start was a non-winners of 16.5, last 4. Finished 5th there, but another one that still paced in 149 and 2. We are going to go a mile, that is for sure this evening. 10 starts on the year for Carbine with 3 wins and 1 third-place finish, $53,000 on the year, but lifetime over $700,000 made.
Actually, number 6 is Boomerang. Chris Page and Ron Burke team up here. Owned by Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Bersimmie, Knox Services, and Jay Zito of Pennsylvania. 4-year-old Big Got a Son of Down by the Seaside has 10 career wins and 45 starts, $185,000. Took a mark at Lexington as a 3-year-old of 149 and 4.
Always Amazing, leaving out of the 7-hole, Jason Beatty for Dave Ward. This is an Always a Virgin 6-year-old black gelding owned out of Beaver Creek, Ohio. We take a look back here at Scioto Downs. He's actually was in horse and gelding non-winners of 56 last 4. He was a winner in that division in 151 and 2. Start after that though, he did time his mile. Unfortunately, he was just out of the money, but timed his mile in 1:50.4. 18 seasonal starts, 2 wins, 1 second and 4 third place finishes, almost $30,000 on the year, and we are just shy of $200,000 lifetime.
Number 8, Race Me Celtic. Ronnie Wren Jr. looking to make it a grand slam. He already has 3 winners on the card. He drives this 4-year-old bay-goated son of Western Maverick for Jessica Milner. 6 career wins, 4 of them this year in 9 starts, 105,000. Took a mark earlier in the year at Miami Valley of 150 3/5. The 8, Race Me Celtic.
You know, every single night that I'm tuning into Scioto Downs, it doesn't matter what class we're talking about. I just can't imagine how fast they go. And I think this is a prime example. Wouldn't be surprised if we see another 49 mile this evening out of this group because they've been going that.
Yes. Back in my day here in 1970, 72, I stayed here as a sophomore and senior in high school, I believe. They might go in 158. Over there in that very paddock, Ashley, I took care of a horse by the name of Jane Day. We had the 5-hole, and the 6-hole horse was Speedy Crown and Howard Beissinger.
Speedy Crown.
And we beat Speedy Crown. Speedy Crown made a break. I think it was first lifetime start.
Was Speedy Crown a Triple Crown winner? Why?
This probably Speedy Crown is a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Year. Yeah.
So I'm trying to before my
And
time,
Howard
but I know
Beissinger,
that
you
name
know
by
that
all
name
means,
from
yes.
Hamilton, Ohio. Yep. Hall of Famer.
Bach, I remember covering him down at the Greenville Matinee as a 2-year-old.
Really?
And then, he raced at the fair some. Ronnie Gillespie drove him some. And, I mean, he would make some dirty breaks. He made me nervous. If you would have told me 2 years ago that he'd be a 49 pacer and favorite going for $16,000, I would have thought twice about it. It just took him a little while.
Matinee. Sugar Instead made her first start. I think it's Salina Matinee. Look where she ended.
Yeah, yeah.
Abercrombie started at. Remember the name Abercrombie?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Glenn Garnsey racing the jug and that. He started at Greenville. But Jerry Landis, I think, had him as a 2-year-old. And he just got so good, and Jerry didn't follow the Grand Circuit. And this was a Grand Circuit horse, so he went to Glenn Garnsey. But
I think that's what makes this sport so addicting.
Yes.
Is you do not know what you have, and it can be feast or famine, and that's good and bad, right? You can't know the highs of a sport unfortunately without knowing the lows. But as you said, Doug, you saw a Rambling Willie.
Rambling
You know his very early on in his year.
now don't get me started on Randy. Rusty Ward. He said I got to come up with a new line, even though I did call Willie's first race.
But
I got to come up with a new line.
But that's what makes being a part of this industry so much fun. And it makes you want to keep coming back for more, especially as an owner and a trainer. It could take one horse and it completely changes your life, and you just don't know. Some of the horses, as you were just bringing up, Matt Aubach, some horses might not look great at 2 and 3, but man, they're going to be nice race horses, and there's still plenty of money to be made after their stake season at 2 and 3.
Well, our starting gate is moving into position. The starting gate presented by Spring Haven Farm. We've got a field of 8. You can see the wings of the gate open up coming at the starter. Val Lickety Split. Mufferall Joe, Bach, Nashing Hill, Carbine, Boomerang, Always Amazing Race Me Celtic. If you have a program following along at home, our post-time favorite is the 5, Carbine. And Luke Hanner's currently at 3 to 5. 9 to 5, the 3, Bach. Let's send it over to Barry Bickroy to give us a call.
Condition Pacers' 9th race from Scioto Downs, field of 8 lined up for the Super High 5 of the year. They go. You're off and pacing. Carbine Blast to his inside. Nashing Hill with early speed at the rail. Val Lickety Split. Race Me Celtic away for position. He'll try to land there 4th. Racing 5th into the turn is Bach. Back to 6th. Here's Mufferall Joe. Then comes Boomerang, and Always Amazing over to the quarter, and Carbine has the lead. Won't have to carve out 25 and change this week. Luke drags the break here as they pass the quarter, 27-2. Nashing Hill tucked in second, third. Val Lickety split. Race Me Celtic is there fourth. Bach fifth to the inside. Mufferall Joe, then Boomerang, and Always Amazing make their way into the clubhouse turn over to the half. Carbine leads at 2-5. Nashing Hill getting the trip. Val Lickety split there third. Hill set. Race Me Celtic takes a peek to the outside from fourth, waiting on his cover. Bach up the inside. Mufferall Joe. Always Amazing out in third over following cover in the trailers. Boomerang 56-2 for the half, 29-2. Second quarter, Carbine on the outside. First up comes Race Me Celtic. He's now second. Nashing Hill in the pocket. Second over. Bach trying to gear up for Tyler Smith. Kick back fifth along the inside. Val Lickety split. Always Amazing moves up six on the outside. Then Mufferall Joe and Boomerang. Three quarters, 123-4, 27-2 backside. Carbine with the lead. Outside, Race Me Celtic trying to get to him. Sent three wide. Bach starting to fire up into the stretch from the pocket. Nashing Hill into the passing lane. It's Carbine, Race Me Celtic. Bach on the outside in gear. Nashing Hill closing to the inside. Nashing Hill from Carbine. Tight photo for show between Bach and Race Me Celtic, 150-4.
Actually, I mentioned just minutes ago in the post parade, big payoff of Team McCowan last night. Cameron and Jessica with Caldwell Mamie. It was an $80 or $100 winner last night. Tonight, 8-1, $18 winner on the 4, Nashing Hill.
Say coming in to this evening, not sure what the morning odds were, but had to be a decent payout there. 8-1's not terrible, but quite a bit of a jump in class for Nashing Hill. Last start was a winner, wire to wire there, but was the non-winners of 5,500 last four, so jumped up quite a bit and still just put it to them this evening.
27-2, 56-2, 123-4, 150-4 fifths. Just got that break up the passing lane. Nashing Hill, Cameron McCowan.
Say I had 4-5, and that's what they've got posted, and I did not try to call it. After that, we'll wait for the official. It's going to be the show by a photo.
Fifth place finishers as that photo is examined, but it's 4-5 on top. Nashing Hill gets the job done, 150-4.
Must be tight. They're taking a long look
They
at
really
it.
are, aren't they? There is still technically your unofficial winner, Nashing Hill, trained by Jess McCowan, driven by husband Cam McCowan.
I think we got the 4-5, first and second posted. I think it's maybe for the third, fourth,
Right.
and fifth position. To get the rest of the rundown. Nashing Hill is headed to the Midland Acres Winner's Circle.
Circle winner of the ninth race is number 4, Nashing Hill, a 7-year-old gelded son of Racing Hill out of the Art Colony mare, Delightful Hill, owned by Caldwell Mamie Racing. Jessica McCown gets her 18th training win of the meet. Cam McCown is 37th winning drive this season at Scioto Downs. 21st career win for Nashing Hill, third of the season, 2 in a row. The mile tonight, 150-4.
I mean, this has got to be close.
It must be. Something's probably dead there.
Yeah.
Because they got it usually right away.
While we are awaiting that official call, that'll do it for really everything else before what we've been waiting for, right? The next generation is going to kick us off that first division in race 10, our freshman filly trotters, most of them making their very first lifetime start. We are so excited to see how fast and how impressive these girls are going to be. It should be our trotters up first in race 10 and 11, and then we're going to finish out with our pacers this evening.
Boy,
It's got to be dead.
Tommy.
It's got to
be.
be. I mean,
Could it be? Is it 3-way dead heat? 3, 4, and 5? I don't know. I was just watching Cam McCallum come up the
right.
cones there.
The last couple of years, though, how the McCallums they've always been on the scene, but they have seen a lot of good success.
Yes.
And the last couple of years, you always want to.
There we go. Gonna hang the numbers here pretty quick. Frank, they grab that. They got a.
There we go.
We're up.
There we go.
Dead heat.
Dead heat.
I knew Albach was flying on the outside. I didn't think he got up for third, but it shows how much I know.
Executive Director joining us tonight, Frank Frost. What's the crowd like down there tonight?
Good crowd tonight. Good crowd tonight. A lot of people sitting in
Can't
the
split it for show.
grandstand.
Dead heat.
I thought he was coming through to give the final.
The grandstand, the clubhouse is packed. The clubhouse is packed tonight. A lot of people, some people down by the picnic tables too. So a lot of people here tonight for a great night. I think the threat of the rain might have, and the heat kept some people away, but overall a pretty good crowd.
Getting them tuned up for everything they got ahead in the year here with the Breeders' Crown, the Sire State Final.
This is just the start. You know, the next generation kicking it off. We've got Sire Stakes Super Night will be here. We've got the Breeders' Crown will be here. It's going to be a big year
For
Scioto
and
Downs.
Northfield Park also has their big events
the
coming.
Fair Championships. They'll have some other big events up there as well. So
and
it's
they've
a
had
great
one of their
year.
big events.
Yeah, Battle of Lake Erie already.
Yeah, the battle already.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year for harness racing in the Buckeye State, no doubt about it. It was funny. I was talking to the winners of the last Sire Stakes race, and they live in New York. They also have a home down in Georgia, and they are big supporters of Ohio. They love that here. They say, you know, they have horses in Ohio, Pennsylvania, as well as New York, and just say nobody treats them the way they do here in Ohio. And they love racing the Ohio breds. They try to buy a couple every year, and you know, got a good one in for the Sire Stakes, and it was the one that won the last one. Let's see.
The 3-year-old filly pace.
3-year-old Vanna by the River. It was the R3 Sun stable. We got a chance to talk to them, and they were very supportive of Ohio racing.
We were talking earlier, I can remember back in the early 2000s when harness racing was on the back burner. Was it going to make it? It was 700-800 mares they would breed a season. Would it be 24, 25,
It's up
2,800?
It's up there. Ohio's one of the top two. I think last year, I think we moved back into number one. I think it was. I think Indiana took over for a couple of years, and I think Ohio moved back into the lead last year for the number of mares bred. And it continues to grow here. You know, we're racing this year. Ohio breds will race for almost $24 million in purses between the tracks, the Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion Series, the Next Generation, the Fair Stakes season, the Ohio State Fair, and you know, like we say, you know, if you have a racehorse, we have a place for you here. Between
just about $1 million here tonight.
Yeah, just about $1 million here. I think it was $930 was the total purse tonight. But it's, you know, when you've got when you're racing at all the different levels, the Sire Stakes, the Buckeye Stallion, you know, and this year we had the Buckeye Claiming Series. And how about that? There was a horse that 3 races ago you could have bought in the Buckeye Claiming Series and it won a leg. Last race out, won a leg of the Sire Stakes.
Isn't
I mean,
it amazing?
it really is. And Ashley, you said it. You don't know what you have sometimes. And here was somebody who put
And what was that claiming tag? 24 something?
15,000 it was for the
15,000?
Buckeye Claiming Series. Was in
Oh,
3
wow.
races.
I thought it was a
It
little
would have
more
been
than
4 races, 3 races before tonight for the Buckeye Claiming tag of 15, and then last time out won the Ohio Sire Stakes leg. I mean, that's, you know, when you sit there, you go, wow, how'd you miss that one?
And it is so, it's difficult, you know, as a trainer, and I'm sure a lot of people as if function as we do, and you're talking to your owners, you want to put them in a spot where you know you can make money. But how fast can they go?
Well,
sometimes you really don't know until you're behind the gate.
And I think the other thing with these horses, you don't know the size of their heart until they get out on the track. I made a comment to somebody today. Where early in the card, you know, they were going down the back stretch, and the one horse, you could just see how little it was compared to the rest of the horses in the field, and came around and finished second in the race. But you know, but that's hard. You know, you don't know what these horses have. You can't. You're exactly right.
You can't teach it. There just comes a point where it doesn't matter who the trainer is. There is something just bred into these horses that know how to grind.
And they enjoy it. So it's a great night too. We're getting ready to kick off that next generation.
Have you seen, we talked a little bit earlier this evening about the 50th reunion that's
Yes.
going on. Tell us a little bit
Well,
about what's going on.
tonight we had our 50th reunion gathering, and Susan Schroeder's done a great job putting together some poster boards of some of the horses that have competed and won. We had our trivia wheel out here giving away T-shirts. We had a line, you know, people answering trivia questions. And the funny thing is, Chris Breckler from Knox Services walks in and goes, "I want that sign." It was for Trickman. And I said, "What?" He goes,
Oh.
"We used to own that horse. I want that sign." I
Oh,
said,
what year was that? Was he?
I saw it down there, but I can't
Oh,
remember.
no,
I
I'm
don't
about to
remember
say
what it
I-
was. Yeah, but you know, so it was like, well, you got to talk to Susan about that. So, but so the guy who's in charge of the next generation just came in. So you guys are going to probably want to take a break and then get
Yeah,
him.
let's
in
take
here.
a break.
do
We'll
it.
get
All right.
Jason Roth back in here.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661. Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead, Sire of multi-million-dollar performers with his first big crop of talented 2-year-olds making their mark on the track. Also standing Slay, son of Chapter 7, with his highly anticipated first crop of yearlings selling this fall. And Coach K Hanover by world record holder Wallner with his first crop of 2-year-olds hitting the track this summer. Looking for your next superstar? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients proudly offer high-quality yearlings with pedigree, conformation, and performance potential at public auctions this season. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Feel the thunder, experience the speed, witness the excitement of Ohio harness racing. Ohio is home to 4 pari-mutuel tracks with exciting action at Northfield Park, Scioto Downs, Miami Valley Gaming and Racing, and Dayton Raceway. Plus racing at 66 county and independent fairs statewide. From legendary events like the Little Brown Jug to the Dayton Racing Derby, Battle of Lake Erie, and Next Generation Stakes, Ohio is where champions race. The speed, the tradition, the excitement. Don't just watch it, be a part of it. Race Ohio, it's your best bet.
Set your sights high on the outside is fourth. She'll pick up cover as they head towards third and be second over to the inside. Motor Tudor continuing to save ground in advance. And off stride went Gadusa while on the lead. Gadusa went off stride, so benefiting and taking over. Range the Wish. Outside, set your sights high. Speed be with you. Still has the pocket now for it. Demonic Nico. Then it is Motor Tudor. Tomboy Strong. Rose Run broke 3/4 was 128 and 129 flat backside. Range the Wish on the outside. Set your sights high is digging in. They drive for the wire. Demonic Nico outside, inside. Speed be with you is trying to close. Set your sights high, and Mike Wilder win the Next Generation 2-year-old filly trot in 1:56 and 3.
The moment we've been waiting for all evening. Here it comes, the Next Generation, the first division, and it's going to be our 2-year-old filly Trotters to set the stage with us. But right now we have Racing Director Jason Roth talk a little bit about the history of this program. It got started in 2020, so we're on year 6.
Yeah, we had a horseman actually come up with the idea, said, hey, do you want to try something different, something that nobody else is doing? And yeah, of course we do, right? So we tried it. We tried it with just the Pacers to see how it'd go over, and it went over well. So the following year, we tried it with the Trotters, and ever since then, it's been going okay.
I think the purse structure has always been the same, hasn't 150?
It has. So, you know, we will go with 9 horses if we get 9, and last few years I've only been able to get 8. So, but we will go with 9 for 150 if we get that many.
That's a lot of money to go for. Most of these colts and fillies be the first time purse start, first time out.
Jason explained to the racing fans out there listening, say I own a 2-year-old filly trotter, Doug Ballinger. I can buy a spot for X amount of dollars in March or April?
Yeah, so when we first came up with the idea of the next generation, it was to purchase one spot for $10,000, and we did that March 15th when all the other nominations are due.
So if you have 20 people, you only draw 8 or 9? 9?
Yes,
You would be 9 spots.
We would do a lottery draw if more purchased than you know we had space for.
And what if my 2-year-old filly trotter that I bought a spot for $10,000 doesn't make it, goes lame? What can I do with my spot?
You call Ashley Daly to see if she would buy your spot.
And that's been pretty popular, you know, throughout the entire history of this program. I felt like, especially early on, there was a lot of movement of spots.
There was, and you know, this year it was tough selling them for this year. And I've noticed in the qualifiers there seems to be a lot more filly, especially Pacers, qualifying this year than Colt Pacers. It was tough filling this year, and not many spots moved around. We had 2 or 3 moved around, but for the most part, it's been light this year.
But all of them are filled. I think it was our Philly Pacers actually didn't go last year, did they?
It didn't, and so we made the change last year. We're always evolving, trying to change this thing up and seeing what works. We want to get 9 horse fields, right? So we allowed owners. So we started our payment plan in April. You could buy for $8,000 in April. If you didn't want to do like the early bird special in April, you could buy in May. See, you know, maybe your horse is training down well, you could buy in May for $10,000. If you still didn't buy in May, you could buy in June for $12,000. And then we opened it back up to owners that had already purchased spots. So that's why you see an entry in some of the races this year.
Real quick, they're getting ready to come to the track. The handle, you've been working on that for several years. You got to be happy. It's really jumped up this year.
Yeah, we did some different things, getting our signal out to other places this year. Currently, you know, we are up year over year, a little over 4 million in the first 42 days. Yeah. So we've been happy with the handle this year. And actually, I think here probably in a week or so, we will probably be you know, pushing that all-time record of where we were in 2020, 2021. You know, COVID year, we only raced 80 days. Yeah. But yeah, this year's should be the highest handle in Scioto Downs history.
And real quick, they're getting ready to come out. Let's just touch on the Breeders' Crown. Can you just come in general admission to watch the races that night?
Yeah, so general admission in the grandstand, that's all free. Benches free, aprons free. We will have ticketed sales for the clubhouse, which I know Saturday night's already sold out. But we're going to enclose underneath the clubhouse where you could buy a ticket, have a buffet. We're going to put black carpet on the ground. It's going to be a very nice atmosphere down there. Those are $100. We're also going to have more of a party atmosphere at the top of the stretch. There's going to be a band in there, kind of a beer tent atmosphere. So, and everything that we're doing is going to be heated. So underneath the clubhouse, we'll be pumping heat in there. The beer tent will be heated. The grandstands, we will get some of them, you know, heaters that yes. You stand under. So
because you don't know what you're going to have.
We don't. We are praying for good weather on that weekend.
Well, hey, we got a post break coming up. Thanks so much for stopping by, Jason.
Thank you.
Peter, number 2, Dublin's Ferrani. Number 3 is a homebred for John Schlabel, trained by Vernon Beachy, Ronnie Wren Jr., Donner Long Tom, number 3, Made for More. Number 4 is owned by Greg Luther Racing. Todd Luther trains. Austin Hanners drives. An in-range filly, number 4, Kiss Me If You Can. 5 is owned by BZ Stable. Barry Mike Carter, Mark Moger, and Paul Phillips. Chris Beaver trains. Trevor Smith drives the Daughter of Triumph and Caviar, Dublin's Casa. 6 is owned by W.J. Donovan. Ronnie Gillespie trains and drives Daughter of Olstead, number 6, Lolly. 7 is homebred for Casey Clemens, trained by Eric Nelson Road. Brett Miller, Daughter of Global Republic S. Number 7, Global Legacy. Completing the field, 8 is owned by Kathy G. LLC. Jonah Scherzberger, Jeff Neisonger trains. Mike Wilder on the Daughter of Olstead, number 8, Steady Mind. It's a field for the next generation 2-year-old filly trot. When play show exacta, trifecta, superfecta wagering.
Well, actually, this is what we've been waiting for. A 2-year-old filly trotters, field of 8, take to the track. Number 1, Miss Red, White, and Blues, a 2-year-old brown filly. Carlio de Julio, a $9,500 purchase. Robert Brooks raced her. Pierce Henry drove her at Paulding, was a winner in 2:07 on the 9th of June. She finished second, trotted in 2:04 at Ottawa, was Indigo at Marion. Ron Burks was purchased by Thomas Little and Knox Services, the Burke Stable. She races tonight for the Burke Stable, and Chris Page lightly raced, just 2 starts, and has 1 win.
It's going to be interesting to see what this group does because she's a Quattro de Julio. This is the very first crop of his.
Yes.
I know we've touched on them here and there throughout the fair season so far, but when it comes to this caliber of racing, I think it's going to be make or break.
Yes.
Again, first crop. We're not.
She's 5-2 right now, but a lot of that has to do with Ron Burke and Chris Page.
Right. Our 2-horse Anthony McDonald for Jason McInnes. Dublin's Ferrani. This is an Uncle Peter filly out of Pat on the Back, a Donato Hanover mare. Owned by the Stable Group, has only 1 single start. Actually has spent most of her time under the Tim Twaddle stable over at the Meadows in Pennsylvania. Her very first start, of course, was at the Meadows in just a 2-year-old race over there. She was second, back by a couple of lengths in 1:58.3 final quarter, 28-4. Originally a $12,000 purchase from the Blooded Horse Sale. Now, something special about Dublin's Ferrani, she's the granddaughter of Buckeye St. Pat, who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, the National Hall of Fame,
this weekend.
just tomorrow.
Yes.
And of course, Buckeye St. Pat, as I said, she's getting inducted tomorrow, but she earned $2.3 million and had a mark of 151 flat in her career. Now, I will say the McGinnis and the stable that they're teaming up, this would not be their first win. Actually, they won in 2022 with Swingin' Senorita, one that I'm sure many of us remember, in 2024 with Aunt Lily.
Ronnie Wren Jr. looking for his 4th driving win, will drive the 3 Made for More. Vernon Beachy for John Schmakala of Millersburg, Ohio. This is a homebred, first career start, coming off a qualifier of 2:02.3.
Our 4-horse Austin Hanners for Todd Luther, Kiss Me If You Can. This is an in-range filly, and it is hard to deny how they came out swinging last year. She is out of, I Got a Feeling, a Malabar Man mare. Greg Luther does own, and she's coming right off of a win in the Kentucky Sire Stakes in 1:57.3 final quarter 29. Now, she is a very expensive, actually one of the more expensive that we're going to see here this evening. Originally purchased for $160,000 out of the Lexington selected sale.
And this is Greg Luther's 16th starter in the next generation. He's still looking for that first win. He got his Breeders' Crown win last fall, so look out.
Daddy did.
Trevor Smith will drive number 5, Dublin's Casa for Chris Beaver, a Triumphant Caviar. A first career start, a $48,000 purchase. Won a qualifier in 2:02 at Delaware a week ago Monday on June 22nd. Was second here at Scioto in 1:59.4.
Ronnie Gillespie sends out the 6-horse Lolly. This is a Volstead filly out of Sugar Pop, a Winsong's Legacy mare owned out of Florida by W.J. Donovan.
Number 7, Global Legacy, Brett Miller for Eric Nessel Road. 2-year-old brown filly by Global Republic. two qualifiers here at Scioto, 2 minutes in the fifth. Both of them were wins at 1:59 and 3 on the 22nd of June.
Starting out the field is the 8 Steady Mine. Mike Wilder will drive for Jeff Neisonger. This is another Volstead filly out of a Donato Hanover mare. Actually, this is the very first start, but we've had 3 qualifiers under her belt. Last start was right here, qualifier, at Scioto on June 22nd. She was a winner by over 5 lengths in 1:58 flat.
And a note on the 8 Steady Mind, Ashley, Mike Wilder and Jeff Neisonger teamed up last year with Swelsey and an owner there, Kathy Gorby, who owns part of this Steady Mind, and they finished second in the next generation with Swelsey. So it's Mike Wilder and Jeff Neisonger tonight. Note the 5 Dublin's Casa, Chris Beaver, he won this colt trot with partners in 2023, and part owner of that horse, the Spartner Stable or Spa, I guess that's the way Tom Durkin says it because it's the Spa at the Thoroughbred track. In,
I think you're talking about, actually, it's Spanzano. There might have been, I think there was a small typo.
But it's something to do with the Spa. Tom Durkin was telling me. Tom Durkin, part owner of Spanzano, the Hall of Fame Kentucky Derby announcer, Tom Durkin.
Gotcha. I do want to go back to the 6 horse, actually sitting 7-1 right now, but it looks like everybody, as far as our pickers go this evening, do find some value. This Ronnie Gillespie, it's hard, especially when it comes to trotters, to ever count out Ronnie Gillespie. And Lolly is a full sister to who do you think? Who do you think? Sugar instead, who of course doesn't need a whole lot of introduction on the Ohio circuit. She's a $1 million earner, but Sugar Instead actually did not win the Next Generation. She started in it, but I think she was second, and that's the only time that Jurassic Hattie beat Sugar Instead, was in the Next Generation. So Ronnie, I talked to him a little bit earlier. He's hopeful, right? You gotta be, but he didn't know that he actually tried to sell this spot, he said. But we featured Lolly on the Freshman Focus, his episode of Freshman Focus that aired about a month ago, actually. So he's always been turned on by her. But Ronnie is no stranger to the Next Generation. He has 2 winners already under his belt. Colt Trotters.
Yes. Two winners and 4 starts.
Yes, yeah, exactly. A Big Ranger just last year, and What's Shaken, I believe just the year before, and What's Shaken was actually had the same ownership here.
I like the 8 myself.
Like the 8?
I do at 19-1. When I was going through and looking at the, watching some of the replays of the qualifiers and stuff like that, I thought that horse looked really good.
Yeah, she was a qualifier here in 158.
Got Mike Wilder.
Could
have drawn a little better.
Volstead, Hanover Mare, Your Mind, qualified in 58. Just as good as anything. Got to see how it sets up.
That the 4 horse did look really good, and it's that Sire Stake goes out there 3 wide, and I mean Austin was just sitting out there, and she did it all on her own and in hand. So I mean she's gonna be awful tough to beat. Yeah.
So this is a dual eligible.
Yeah, must be.
Looks like we are moving in behind the starting gate for race number 10, the $150,000 Filly Trot, the Next Generation.
Hero Philly Trotters for the 2026 edition of the Next Generation from the rail out, Miss Red, White, and Blue. Dublin's Ferrani, Made for More, Kiss Me If You Can, Dublin's Casa, Lolly, Global Legacy, and Steady Mind, a field of 8, moving up and moving into the here they go. There, first call to Lolly. She'll be sent out for the lead. Made for More, a little early speed to the inside. Dublin's Ferrani is next. Miss Red, White, and Blue away in 4th into the turn 5th. Kiss Me If You Can. Next is Dublin's Casa, then Global Legacy, and Steady Mind was a bit sluggish behind the wings. Trails as they make their way over to the quarter. Ronnie Gillespie and Lolly leading the way. Dublin's Ferrani is there, second. Made for More, third. Miss Red, White, and Blue follows 4th. They pass the quarter 28-4. Racing 5th as they straight up the first time. Kiss Me If You Can is followed by Dublin's Casa, then Global Legacy and Steady Mind at the back. Leading the way, Lolly at 6-1. Dublin's Ferrani. right there in second. 2 lengths back, Made for More third. Miss Red, White, and Blue still fourth. No second quarter movement. Now the flow will start to go as Kiss Me If You Can is flushed out and on the move by Dublin's Casa inside. Global Legacy and Steady Mind. Trot past the half, 59-1, 30-2 in the second split. Nice breather for Lolly. Leads a length and a half as they start down the back stretch. Steady Mind went off stride at the back of the pack. Dublin's Ferrani tightens in. Made for More underway from third. Miss Red, White, and Blue is off the rail, shooting the gap to the inside, closing ground. Global Legacy. Third over, Kiss Me If You Can. Then Dublin's Casa and out of it, trying to get back on the trot. Steady Mind. They move by 3/4 in the Next Generation. 128-2, 29-1. Backside, Lolly inside. Made for More has collared her, puts ahead in front and rolling 3 wide. Here comes Kiss Me If You Can. In between horses, Dublin's Ferrani out of the pocket as they're at the top of the stretch and on their way home. Made for More. Kiss Me If You Can on the outside is coming on and coming at her as they drive for the wire. Made for More. Kiss Me If You Can still trying to get there. Made for More, and Ronnie Wren Jr. win the Next Generation. From Kiss Me If You Can, Dublin's Ferrani and Miss Red, White, and Blue, 156-4.
156-4. Made for You. Vernon Beachy, I believe he already had a winner earlier in the card, but
A homebred here. A homebred. Cheryl Bay Phillip, a Long Tom out of the Chapter 7 mare. Obsessed Blue Chip. John Schlalebach of Millersburg, Ohio. Vernon Beachy trains. This is a homebred. Coming off a qualifier, 202 and a piece. 8-1 be a nice payoff there.
have them posted 3, 4, 2, 1. Let's take a look. I'm not sure what our divisional record is for these girls. Looks like 56-1, so they are just shy of the record. That was set a handful of years ago, actually in 2020, by Swingin' Senorita. But what a nice mile. A lot of the work was done by our 6-horse Lolly. 28-4 opening quarter to the half, and 59-1 3/4, 128-2. And then they came closing. They came charging for sure for that 56-4 mile.
Curious to see the charted line on that to try and figure out the back half that the 4-horse went in there, because I mean she came from a long ways back and 3 wide doing it.
She had to go off the favorite, didn't she?
Yeah, even money.
Gets his 4th on the night.
So the only time we really see Ronnie Wren down here is for big stakes.
Yes.
But man, does he clean up when he
Northfield
is
Park
here.
or the Meadows.
Hard to miss that green patch on Ronnie's arm, isn't it? There for Hunter Myers.
Back in front of the grandstand into the Midland Acres winner's circle. Winner of the $150,000 Next Generation 2-year-old filly trot 3, Made for More. Daughter of Long Tom out of the Chapter 7 mare, Obsessed Blue Chip. A homebred for John Schlabach. Trained by Vernon Beachy. Second training victory on tonight's program for Vernon. Ronnie Wren Jr. picks up his 4th winning drive of the night. Grand Slam for Ronnie. First career win for Made for More. New lifetime mark. She scores in the Next Generation, 156-4.
Acts like a natural there in the winner's circle.
Yes, yeah. First time there.
I think we will have a winner's circle interview, so we're going to hang on for just a moment. Man, I can't imagine how fast these fillies are going to go in a very short amount of time. If our first start out is 56-4. Now these girls will come back, I think, just a Saturday, just next Saturday for the first leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes.
What is the Scioto record for track record for 2-year-old filly trotters?
Take a look. Now I said this specific stake was set in 2022 by Swingin' Senorita. It was 56-1, but if we're thinking all over, I just took a picture of it because it hangs in Barry's office. 2-year-old filly trot was set by God USA, so it had to be just last year. is 153 and 3.
53. I was going to guess 54 and change. 53 and 3.
Nancy Tractor Training.
Yep.
Here's the interview.
Yeah, we're going
Let's go down to the winner's circle. Here's Rattlers Avs winning driver Ronnie Wren Jr.
So we're standing by the winner's circle here with winning driver Ronnie Wren Jr. Just posted a win with Made for More. Going to try this one more time here. That sounds a whole lot better. So she's had 2 qualifying efforts over at the Meadows. You drove her for one of those. How much has she improved from that first effort to what she just did tonight?
She did that really easy tonight, actually. She handled it well with a lot of fireworks going on. First time racing that night. You're not sure what to expect with a 2-year-old filly, but she handled it well and raced great.
So you're going in and you flip her 3 wide. At what point in the race do you say, oh my gosh, I know that I got this?
Austin's horse raced great. It just took all the way to the wire, but I was actually first over. I wasn't 3 wide, but she raced great.
So do you know what's next for this horse?
Probably the Sire Stakes next week.
Now you and Vernon Beachy have teamed up for a very big night tonight. What do you think about your shots about moving forward?
Tonight, you mean?
Yes.
The trotter he has in later he's done everything right. He qualified great, 27 on the end of it, so I'm expecting big things from him.
All right, well, congratulations. Maybe we'll even see you back here again.
Thank you.
For more, pays $19.80 to win. Dollar exact at $28.40. 50-cent trifecta, $60.30. The $1 pick 3, 3 of 3, returns $794.30. Your 20-cent superfecta, 3, 4, 2 with 1, returns $89.52. No one solved that mid-card pick 4. The late pick 4 will join the late pick 5 and having a carryover of $2,864. That will start with race 13, late pick 4, $2,864 carryover. That late pick 4 starts with race 13.
Not a bad payout at all.
No.
1980.
See the replay there. Where did Ronnie Gillespie cut the mile? Where did he finish? I didn't hear.
I'm not sure. I don't know if they actually gave the full rundown there.
Yeah, I was waiting. I don't know.
She definitely got very tired.
Yes.
I'm not sure if she held on for a check or not.
She got some nice gate speed there. You can see in the replay. Well, up next, on to the 11th race, 2-year-old Philly Pacers go postward now. A field of 8. Gonna be.
So they're just now doing a rundown.
Made for More, rather, the winner. Kiss Me If You Can, 2. Dublin's Casa finished 7th, was placed 6th. Lolly finished 6th, was placed 5th. Global Legacy finished 5th, was disqualified and placed 7th for entering the passing lane too early. Steady Mind, 8th. Rechecking following the placings, 4, 3, 1, 2, 6, 5, 7, 8 on the bottom. Made for More wins the Next Generation 156 and 4. Up next, the Next Generation 2-year-old Philly Pace. No changes in a field of 8. Race 11 kicks off the late 50-cent pick 5. Races 11 through 15. Carry over $3,734. A low 14% takeout on the new money. Race 11 only 3 minutes away.
So we're just finishing up that replay before we take a quick break. We're going to keep with our fillies, but go over to our 2-year-old Pacers for race 11. So Doug will watch the replay here. Well, I guess we just got that official rundown. We did have some places, had some changes
somebody
there.
inside the pylons maybe too early. I thought I heard. But you can see on the replay, very tight finish. I just couldn't quite reach for that $150,000 purchase of the Greg Luther stable. Just about got his first Next Generation win. But 11th race is up next, Ashley. 2-year-old Philly Pacers now will go to the post, a field of 8. And we'll be back to take a look at these 8 fillies right after this.
Don't miss the North American Standardbred Mixed Sale in Mount Hope, Ohio, December 18th. Only 2 sales in and already gaining attention across North America. This exciting young sale specializes in high-quality racehorses, broodmare prospects, and stallion shares with industry-leading pedigrees. One of our exciting graduates is world record holder Allegiant, headlining a growing list of successful sale graduates. Last year's sale topper was refined at $260,000, followed by Stardust Volo at $250,000. Visit the North American Standardbred Mixsale.com and join us December 18th in Mount Hope, Ohio.
Who feeds your need for new ideas for your family's best farm future? Ohio Farm Bureau. We work with our members to shape ag policy that will positively impact our industry. Farm Bureau is advancing business solutions to give you a competitive advantage. We help you gather information to stay ahead of important topics and technologies. Plus, Ohio Farm Bureau creates opportunities for growth. Ohio Farm Bureau, feeding your need for new ideas.
It all begins with a dream. In Ohio's lush pastures, a foal is born with the heart of a champion. Through dedication, care, and generations of world-class breeding, that spark grows into raw power. Today, Ohio's standardbred industry offers nearly $24 million in purses for Ohio breds, drawing the best and rewarding the brightest. Breed, buy, race, and win in Ohio.
Hickory Lane Farm is proud to have bred or produced 3 Dan Patch champions over the last 3 years. Located in Findlay, Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm bred and sold world champion It's Academic. We also co-bred and sold sophomore Breeders' Crown winner Yo Tilly. Our stallion In Range set new sales records at the 2025 jug sale and is the sire of Set Your Sights High, who was last season's Dan Patch 2-year-old trotting filly. Find your next champion at the Hickory Lane Farm consignment.
2-year-old filly Pacers up next in the $150,000 next generation. They are already hooking. We are rolling right along this evening. And this is going to be another very impressive class. This is probably one that I've been waiting for all night. I think there's a lot of good breeding and a lot of potential here.
Stakes record at 151-3, set back in 21. Sea Silk, Chris Page, and Ron Burke teamed up 151-3.
And there is the call to post, so let's throw it over to Barry Vickroy.
Horses leaving the paddock headed to the track for the 11th race. The next generation 2-year-old filly Pace, $150,000 a purse. No changes in a field of 8. Race 11 kicks off. The late 50-cent pick 5. Races 11 through 15. Carry over $3,734. A low 14% takeout on the new money for the late pick 5. Here's the field. Donner Down by the Seaside, owned by Burke Racing Stable. Weaver Bersimi, Knox Services, and Led to Rise Stables. Trained by Ron Burke, Ronnie Wren Jr. the one. Real Classy. Number 2 is by Catch the Fire, owned by William Hart, trained by Mike Hitchcock. Tony Hall, the 2, Tempting Flames. 3 is A Daughter of Down by the Seaside, owned by Burke Racing Stable. Weaver Bersimi, RES Racing, and Larry Carr. Ron Burke trains Chris Page, the 3, Cleveland Darby. 4 is by Catch the Fire, owned by Greg Luther Racing, a homebred for the Connections. Todd Luther trains. Austin Hinters, the 4, Tina Fire. 5 is owned by Matt Rowe. Josh Rowe trains the daughter of Mr. Apples. Tyler Smith, the 5, Thought I Had It. 6 is owned by Rose Run Farm. Vernon Beachy trains the daughter of Down by the Seaside. Chris Lems drives the 6, Sea Surge. 7, another Down by the Seaside filly, owned by Cap Equine Estates, trained by Corey Day Ehrman. Brett Miller, the 7, Bread and Butters. 8 is owned by Greg Luther Racing. Todd Luther trains. Mike Wilder will drive the daughter of Lather Up. Number 8, Rose Run Cadence. These are the 2-year-old filly Pacers for the $150,000 next generation. They'll kick off the late pick 5. Pull jump started by a carryover, $3,700 and change. A low 14% takeout on the new money.
Ronnie Wren Jr. for Ron Burke. Real Classy from the rail. This is a Down by the Seaside out of Real Diva, a Real Desire mare. I will say, this is a full sister to Seaside Diva, who is a $1.2 million earner, and she has a lifetime mark, I think, in 1:49.4. This is her first lifetime start for Real Classy, but she's had 2 qualifiers, both at the Meadows. Last time out, she was a winner by over 8 lengths, 1:58.2 final quarter, 27.4. And this is a homebred for Burke Racing and Weaver Buscemi, also Knox Services and Let It Ride Stables. Own in on her.
Ashley Tony Hall driving the 2 Tempting Flames. Tony making his first driving start in the next generation. Tempting Flames, a 2-year-old bay filly by Catch the Fire. A $52,000 Ohio Select purchase, coming off a qualifier, 156-1 right here at Scioto Downs.
Chris Page and Ron Burke on the 3 Cleveland Derby. This is another down by the Seaside filly out of McCardle Mare. Bred actually right here in Ohio by Carl Howard. Another one that has both qualifying starts at the Meadows. Last time out was a winner by over 10 lengths in 1:58.4 final quarter, 28.1. Now, Cleveland Derby is a half sibling to one that we see here often in Ohio, Woman Layer, who's made almost $900,000 and is still racing, has a mark in 47.3. Actually, something to note here, Ron Burke and Chris Page is a team we see often, and every single win, next generation win, that Ron Burke has had Chris Page in the bike.
Yes. Number 4, Tina Fire. Austin Henners will drive for Todd Luther. This is a homebred 2-year-old bay filly by Catch the Fire. Catch the Fire still looking for his first sibling to win a next generation. 155-1, a qualifier here at Scioto Downs back on the 22nd of June for Tina Fire.
Our 5-horse, Tyler Smith for Josh Rowe, Thought I Had It. Now, I'm never one to shy away from saying, I may be a little biased here and there, and this is one that I'm definitely rooting for. This is bred out of Urbana and is a homebred for Matt Rowe. This is a Mr. Apples filly out of a well-said mare. The heat is on. I believe Mr. Apples died about a year ago. He passed, I want to say. Yep. And so this should be his last crop, I guess I should say. And wow, has she come on strong. This is her first purse start, but both qualifiers here at Scioto Downs. She has won with open lengths in 55. She's hopefully going to be quite impressive for us here this evening.
Number 6 is Sea Surge. Chris Lems for Vernon Beachy. Vernon Beachy just won the 2-year-old filly trot with Made Some More. This is a 2-year-old brown filly, but down by the Seaside. She coming off a qualifier, 157-3. Only a $10,000 Ohio Select purchase.
Brett Miller for Corey DeErman, Bread and Butters. This is a down by the Seaside filly out of a Western Ideal mare, Music Row, owned by Cap Equine Estates of Youngstown. Does have 1 lifetime start and ended up in a 2nd place finish, back by just a head. That was at Northfield Park, and a fillies and mares non-winners of 1 with a claiming tag, actually. Was 2nd there, timed her mile in 1:55.4. Originally a $77,000 purchase from the Lexington Selected Sale.
Number 8, Rose Run Cadence. Greg Luther has another entry here. This is a $67,000 purchase. Mike Wildwood drive. This is a half-sister to the world champion Big Deal, earner of $818,000. She coming off a qualifier of 159-4. She won that qualifier on the 22nd of June here at Scioto Downs. She is a 2-year-old bay filly by Lather Up out of the Western Ideal mare, Ideal Gal. And that is the field, a field of 8. We'll go postward for the 2-year-old filly pace as they make their score downs. Before going to the gate, our post-time favorite now, the 3 at 5-2, Tina Fire. And also at 5-2, just a little shy of the 3 and money wagered will be the 2, Tempting Flames, and driver Tony Hall.
Something I like to do, Doug, especially this early in the season, is I dive pretty deep into breeding. And this is high, this whole program, of course, is high class, but these filly pacers come from great generations. I touched on it a little bit with our 1-horse, is a full sister to Seaside Diva, over $1.2 million in lifetime earnings. Something I Well, actually, you introduced the horse, so I didn't get to mention, but Tempting Flames, this is the first foal out of that mare, but the Grand Dam produced Scotch McEwen that I have connections with. Actually, in 2016, my dad had that horse. Scotch, he was
I think that picture, that I know the name because it's hanging up in the old speed office, which is your mom's office,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is, because he was
he a Triple Crown winner?
He was a Triple Crown winner. Yeah. And so there's a lot of great.
So that goes back,
horses.
what is it, a half sister, you say, or?
The Grand Dam.
Grand
Dam.
Dam.
Yeah. And I introduced the 3 horses, a half sibling, to a woman later, over almost $900,000 made. The 4 horse, the Dam, had her first 3 horses, her first 3 foals were very heavy hitters. Got a half sibling here to Water Sports Teen, Trendy Teen, and Seaside Tina. They have, each one of those have made over $350,000 each. The 5 horse, as I said, it's a little bit different, Brad, because it's a Mr. Apples. We don't see, we do not see them, especially on the, the higher end.
Yeah, a lot. What was it, Carmen's Daily Apple?
Yes, a few years ago.
Like 10
You're right.
for 10 or 12 for 12.
But that Grand Dam produced multiple $400,000 earners, as well as another foal that made over $250,000 in its career, and the list goes on and on and on. It is very remarkable. The 7 Bread and Butters, that Dam, every single thing that she's put on the ground has made money, and that's a hard feat to do.
Oh yes, yes.
And that really speaks volumes to our breeding program here in Ohio, right? We talk a lot about the studs, but not every owner, not every trainer will just buy because it's a Down by the Seaside or a Well Said or an In Range. Of course that helps, but our mares have definitely put us on the map as well.
Susan and I was working to, Marion Fair Monday, and a dam, you always see Down by the Seaside as a sire. It was the dam of the sire. That's the first I've ever noticed that. So you're going to start to see that now.
I know. We're
a
few years into it at this point, and it's hard to deny the influence that Down by the Seaside has had, of course, on Ohio, but now on the Grand Circuit.
Yes.
Thinking about Grand Circuit, we do have a Down by the Seaside, Brandon Boulevard, going this evening in the Meadowlands Pace elimination.
I just saw that he won. J.D.
Oh,
Varnell
there we
and
go.
Bear Cookie are keeping us up to date on some of the action over there.
Because, it's hard not to watch that horse. He's never raced here in Ohio. Hopefully he will.
He did win?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading in the comments.
So was it 2 divisions?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to...
I assume there were probably 2.
We are moving into position for race 11. These 2-year-old filly pacers, $150,000 up for grabs. Here's Barry Vickroy with the call.
They're off and pacing. Bread and Butters left alertly from the outside to the inside. Tempting Flames and Real Classy. Cleveland Derby is there 4th, away 5th. Tina Fire. Next is Thought I Had It, followed by Sea Surge, the trailer. Rose Run Cadence as they make their way around the turn. Tempting Flames made the lead. Now Bread and Butter sprints up on the outside at 10-1, and Brett Miller will grab command. Real Classy is there 3rd. Cleveland Derby 4th, racing 5th. Tina Fire, followed by Thought I Had It, then Sea Surge and Rose Run Cadence, 27-3 opening quarter. They'll march into the lane the first time, and Bread and Butters, a daughter of Down by the Seaside, Corey Dayerman, has got the lead. Brett Miller's put her on point. Tempting Flames is there 2nd. Real Classy 3rd. Cleveland Derby follows in line 4th. Coming to the outside, Tina Fire looking to get underway. Thought I Had It will pick up that cover and will be 3rd over as Cleveland Derby was flushed out from 3rd and trying to make some headway up the inside, shooting the gap. Sea Surge and Rose Run Cadence 57-3 for the half. Another soft second quarter, 30 flat for Bread and Butters, who starts him down the backstretch. Tempting Flames follows inside. Real Classy comes out. Cleveland Derby now has her cover inside. Sea Surge has worked her way into 3rd, and that outer flow is rolling right on by as they drive for 3/4. Real Classy takes over the lead from Bread and Butters. Cleveland Derby left uncovered. She's 3rd inside. Tempting Flames will need racing room. 5th on the outside is Sea Surge. Gapped away. Rose Run Cadence inside. Then Thought I Had It 3 wide, and in between horses, Tina Fire 125, 27-2 backside. Into the stretch, Real Classy with the lead. Trying to battle back is Bread and Butters. Up the inside, here comes Tempting Flames with late pace, and she is flying. Real Classy, Tempting Flames, photo for win. Very tight late, 152-3.
Wow.
Wicked first start for these fillies. 52-3, and I think it was Real Classy that held on, but man, was our 2-horse Tempting Flames coming on strong. I think would have got her if we had a couple more strides, but the wire is where the wire is.
Ronnie Wren Jr. Getting his 5th win was looking for the wire with Real Classy and got there in time. Tempting Flames was closing with every stride, but just ran out of racetrack.
So here's that replay right now.
You see the replay now. You can judge for yourself at home.
The 2 gets a little funky here. I don't know. They might maybe look at this. I don't know. Like right there, if the 1 comes down a little bit.
You're right. Took a weird step, but was on. Doesn't look. We didn't make a break
before
though.
The wire. Yeah, they're gonna be looking at that, I'm sure.
Let's talk about another funky step that we all saw. I know I said that I'm not afraid to say occasionally I get a little bias. I was kind of rooting on our 5-horse there. And I think it was our 4, Tina Fire, put in a very weird step in that back half and unfortunately backed the 5 up.
Hold all tickets.
Yeah, we got an inquiry.
And I should mention, I know it's not going to be able to be picked up on our mics, but I can hear all the fireworks going off.
Ronnie said in that interview, that it's a possible distraction for these horses. It's a distraction to me, and we're behind thick glass, and I'm wearing headphones, and I can hear it.
You don't have a good view, Matt, but we do. Where we at?
Yeah.
And it is.
1273 posted unofficial judges' inquiry. It will affect those top 2 finishers as the judges look at the racing action deep stretch. 1273. Inquiry involving the top 2 looking at the racing action in deep stretch. Hold all tickets.
Finishing my thoughts there on the fireworks, we've got 2-year-olds making their very first start, and here we go, right into the first turn. Lights, sounds, everything to throw out these fillies. And I will say, I don't think we've had any bad actors yet. There might have been in that first division of the filly trotters in race 10. I think we did have a breaker kind of later in the race. But
now, how close the fireworks are will fool you. I mean, I know there's a school over that way, but I think it's down. And I just don't know how, you can see them back on the backside where the barns used to be. Where you come in the main gate there off of Parsons Avenue. Going pretty good, just booming away.
Oh, it's one after the other. It's nonstop. I wonder if we'll get a look at the head on here.
Playing the drums next door.
What's that?
I thought somebody was playing the drums. I didn't know it was fireworks. I assume they'll show it. I'm not going to comment. It's not my job to comment, but there was something happening.
Yeah, it's tough to tell from the angle we have. I mean, I know what I thought I saw, but you can't tell.
Came in or came out.
That's why it helps to have multiple angles, right? And it can be very deceiving.
It's a big decision too. There's a lot of money on the line here.
75,000 to 37.5. If it's between just the top 2, that would be reversed.
That 2-horse certainly earned a big paycheck with that last 1/8 that thing paced. I mean, she was flying on.
I would definitely want to see how it's going to be charted because she's by far the fastest closing quarter there. As I want to take a look back at just our pacers in general. Of course, down by the seaside is the most winning Sire. No dispute there, but we'll see how our officials place. Catch the Fire, who is the father of our 2-horse Tempting Flames. I'm not sure if he has won a next-gen start. I'm going to take a look back here.
Who is that?
Catch the Fire.
No, Catch the Fire has not won next-gen. He's not been a Sireable winner yet.
That's hard to believe.
Yes,
right.
It is.
But I think what was his first crop? He hasn't been on the scene
that
long.
4-year-olds at the oldest.
Is that
that's
it?
what I'm thinking.
I bet I'm right on that. 4 wouldn't be any older than that.
I definitely think who put Catch the Fire a little bit more on the map was last year. She's a firewoman. She was untouchable on the Ohio Sire Stakes circuit, and she did make the final. And I think just got beat in at Ohio Super Night.
Speaking about Catch Fire, Mike Wilder won the Adios with him on elimination of the Jug. Who was his trainer? Washington Courthouse, Ohio. What is his name?
I don't know if
Can't think of it now. Can't think of it, but he was trained. He trained right there at Washington Courthouse. Catch Fire did.
looks like we might take a moment. Like you said, this is a very important decision. A lot of money on the line.
Give you a hint at home if you're watching the tote board. If the board is cleared, all the numbers come off. That means there will be a placing, what I've noticed when I've attended the races here at Scioto Downs. So 1, 2, 7, and 3 is inquiry and unofficial, but if all those numbers come down, that means there is a placing.
Doug, do you fill in much here? Do you ever fill in it to announcing?
I have, yes, in the past, yes, here at Scioto. Actually, first year the grandstand opened, I filled in for 4 or 5 days for Barry.
I'm trying to think, what year was that? So this is the second year for the paddock.
This is the 4th year.
Okay.
Second year paddock, 4th year.
Here.
Here you're going
There
to
we
get to
go.
He did.
see the judge at home.
Hopefully they show that again.
Yeah,
So
that was kind of quick there. But that, I mean,
I'm sure that was what we could tell here. It was before the wire. But
so it looks like the one's kind of going out a little. So is the 2. Then the one comes back down in.
Yep.
The one definitely came back down in,
Wow.
but
that is.
it's hard to tell.
Now that's the head on. Most likely it's going. If it is a placing, to go 1 to 2, 2 to 1. If it is a placing.
You know, the 2 horse had so much momentum. You can't say that did not affect. But whose fault was it? And that's why we're commentators and we're not judges, right?
I wouldn't want to make this call. Somebody's going to be awful upset at the end of it.
Mike Hitchcock actually just recently started training babies. He had race horses. That's our trainer for our 2-horse here. This might
It'd be a
only
big win for him
his-
if he does get placed up. That would be a big win.
He's never won a next gen, has he? Because he just started with babies. I want to say this might only be his 2nd or 3rd year training young horses.
Is that who has Crocodile Station?
See the judge's view of that inquiry of the racing action in the stretch. It was the judge's determination that as 1 Real Classy came down a little, 2 Tempting Flames came out a little. No one guilty of a violation in that stretch drive. 1 bearing in, 2 bearing out. They came together and met as a pair. No disqualification here in race 11, 1, 2, 7, 3. 1, 2, 7, 3. No disqualification here. Race 11, the inquiry sign coming down.
It is really weird how that happened.
They
You really see it in the replay.
Yeah, I would have never guessed that horse started. The 2 horse started drifting out like that. I mean, if it probably kept its same path it had, it probably would have gone the other way. But yeah, tough call.
Yes.
And there are plenty more starts to come, though.
Right? Oh yeah, she's a very talented filly.
A lot of these fillies are going to continue to go head-to-head throughout the entire year here.
Headed into the Midland Acres Winner's Circle winner of the 2026. The next generation Cheryl Billy Pace, number 1, Real Classy. Donner down by the seaside of the Real Desire mare, Real Diva, homebred for the Connections, owned by Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Buscemi, Knox Services, and Leonard Ride Stables. Ron Burke is the winning trainer. That's his 2nd on tonight's program. Ronnie Wren Jr. gets his 5th winner on tonight's racing program. First career win for Real Classy. She wins the next generation, 152-3.
Gonna move in for that headshot there. And it stands. Our winner is Real Classy. First lifetime start. First lifetime win for $150,000. And like I said earlier when I introduced this filly, she's a full sister to not Down by the Seaside, Seaside Diva. And she's a homebred here for the Burke Racing and Weaver Buscemi. It's gonna be a nice payout too. I can't believe she went off 7 to 1. This is, of course, Ronnie Wren does drive quite a bit for Ron Burke, but this is the very first time they've teamed up in the next generation together.
$17.40 there for the win for the win money. Nice payoff.
So we will have an interview here in just a moment.
Ronnie Wren Jr. signing some autographs, some souvenirs from the next generation, and Ayers Ratliff has one of Ohio's top breeders, a member of Knox Services, Chris Breckler.
So I'm standing trackside with Chris Breckler, and you got to be super excited here with this win.
Oh, absolutely. You know, she's a nice filly. It's also special being a homebred for us. You know, we had the mare, and so it's really great.
So tell me, as far as watching the horse race, now she's first at the top of the stretch. A horse is just bearing down on her at the wire. Then there's an inquiry. Is it more concerning the stretch drive or the actual inquiry itself?
The inquiry was more stressful.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time here with us, and good luck for the rest of the evening.
Thank you.
1273 official Real Classy pays $17.40, $1 exact at $29 even, 50-cent trifecta, $310.60 at 20 cents superfecta, 127 with 3 returns $699.88.
And that was Chris Breckler in the winner's circle for the interview. He's co-owner there of Real Classy. He's of Knox Services. We've actually gotten to know Chris pretty well over the last handful of years because, man, has he had some success owning with the Burke Brigade. Say, Chris, actually, if I want to say that I'm correct on this. We talked about it a few years ago now, but he actually graduated from Wilmington College as well. Yeah, so it just seems to be.
And you had a big doings last weekend at Wilmington. Roger Houston was there.
Yep, last Saturday it was technically the Golden reunion for Wilmington College, and Roger was invited to do a speaking event, and I got to go.
Here's they finish the 11th race, Real Classy. The winner, Tempting Flames 2, Cleveland Derby 4, Tina Fires 7, Thought I Had It 6, Sea Surge 5, Bread and Butters 3, Rose Run Cadence 8, 1, 2, 4, 7, 6, 5, 3, 8 on the bottom. Real Classy wins the 2026 Next Generation Tiro Filly Pace, 152 and 3. No changes in the upcoming 12th race. Field of 8 for the Next Generation Tiro Colton Gelding Trot. Race 12 is only 3 minutes away.
Finishing my thoughts real quick there. So Roger Houston graduated in 1965 from Wilmington College.
Okay, probably about right.
And I graduated in 2020. As we just saw, Chris Breckler. I'm pretty positive, I remember my memory is serving me correctly, also graduated from Wilmington, and Kyle Gray, who is also an owner from Xenia, Ohio, graduated.
And Roger, I talked to him this week on the phone and said Kyle Gray was there that night?
He was, yeah. We had a lot of people there to support Roger, and it was a great event, and I did not realize, especially when I chose to go to Wilmington, that there was going to be such a rich history of standardbreds down there.
Well, up next is the Next Generation for 2-year-old colt and gelding trotters. Ronnie Wren has won the first 2. He teams up again with Vernon Beachy here in the 12th. Won the last one with Burke. The 10th race, when we opened things up with the Next Gen, he won with Vernon Beachy. He's going to try to do it again tonight. Ronnie's got 5 winners on the card. Chris Page teams up with Ron Burke. A new name here, Dan Daly, in from Florida to drive the 1, Sigurd, I guess. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back, Ashley, and look at all 8 of these 2-year-old colt and gelding trotters for the 12th, the Next Generation.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
The Ohio equine industry needs your help. I'm Scott Mogan, president of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. With over 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. That means jobs that pump millions of dollars into the local economy and support thousands of families. For Ohio's equine industry to remain strong, we need to send a clear message to our legislators about the important role that the agricultural small businesses play in Ohio's economy. To do that, we need your help. PACER, the Political Action Committee for Equine Racing, helps support and inform on issues that could positively affect Ohio harness racing. Please consider a donation to PACER. To donate, visit our website at ohha.com or call 614-221-3650. Your donation will help keep harness racing strong in Ohio. Thank you for your support.
Dublin Valley Farms, home of Volstead, Sire of multi-million-dollar performers with his first big crop of talented 2-year-olds making their mark on the track. Also standing Slay, son of Chapter 7, with his highly anticipated first crop of yearlings selling this fall. And Coach K Hanover by world record holder Wallner with his first crop of 2-year-olds hitting the track this summer. Looking for your next superstar? Dublin Valley Farms and our clients proudly offer high-quality yearlings with pedigree, conformation, and performance potential at public auctions this season. Backed by a team that cares, Dublin Valley Farms, Fredericksburg, Ohio.
Lems drives the son of Volstead, number 2, Satan's Fury. Number 3, owned by the stable, trained by Jason McGinnis, driven by Anthony McDonald, son of Quattro de Julio, number 3, Lou Armstrong. Number 4, the Ready for Money colt is owned by Commander's Money stable, Mark Schwartz, Mark Robinson, trained by Chris Beaver, Mike Wilder, the 4, Commander's Money. 5 is owned by Trotters or Us and First Up Racing Stable. Vernon Beachy trains. Ronnie Wren Jr. drives the son of In Range. Number 5 Walks the Fire. 6 is owned by Burke Racing Stable. Weaver Persimmon. Purnell and Libby and James Zito. Son of In Range trained by Ron Burke. Chris Page the 6. Sweet Teas Ranger. 7 is owned by Jeff Berger and Dino Rivera. Son of Creatine trained and driven by Mike McCallum. 7 Motor Earl. And number 8 is owned by Irvin Miller's stable and Anthony Lombardi, the son of In Range, trained by Irv Miller. Atlee Bender, the 8, Good at Midnight. 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trotters for the next generation. Win, place, show, exacta, trifecta, superfecta, wagering race 12.
Well, let's take a closer look. Let's dive into it here. Ashley, the next generation for 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Trotters, beginning with the one Zigguard, Dan Daly. The New York-based Dailies are making their first next-generation appearance. Sire Long Tom is looking for his first winner. This is coming off a qualifier, 158-4 at Vernon Downs. So that was on a 7/8 mile track. See what he can do, how he can get around everything here at the 5/8 mile oval at Scioto Downs.
Chris Lems for Vernon Beachy on the 2 Satan's Fury. This is a Volstead gelding out of the Great Wall, a Wallner mare, owned out of Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Has had one lifetime start, and that was on June 25th at the Meadows. It was just a 2-year-old race over there. He's actually 5th, so he did make a check, trotted his mile in 58, final quarter 28-1, so nothing to bat an eye at. But actually, that race was won by our 3-horse.
And number 3, Lou Armstrong, Anthony McDonald, Jason McGinnis. This is a stable of fractional ownership's 19th start here in the next generation. 2-year-old Big Golden Son, owned by the stable Lou Armstrong of Brunswick. This is a homebred. 1-for-1 does have a start on the year. Started at the Meadows. It was a winner in 156-1, coming off of the qualifier week before that in 159-1. Both starts at the Meadows.
The 4-horse Mike Wilder for Chris Beaver. This is Commander's Money, a Ready for Money colt out of Kelsey's Commando and RC Commando mare. Had one lifetime start and made it a winning one at the Meadows. It was a 2-year-old race. Went wire to wire there. Overcame the 7-hole draw. Was a winner by over a couple of lengths in 158-1. $5,000 made on the year. Originally a $21,000 purchase out of the blooded horse sale. And I will say Commander's Money is actually a half sibling to Sandy's Commando L that's made over $400,000 in her lifetime.
Walks the Fire, Ronnie Wren Jr. Ronnie is looking for his 6th driving win of the evening. He opened things up in next generation action, winning the 10th. The 2-year-old filly trot with Made for More comes back in the 11th, the last race. The 2-year-old filly Pacers was real classy. Here in the 2-year-old Colton Gelding Trot, Walks the Fire for Vernon Beachy again. They team up once again. This is a 2-year-old bay colt by In Range, a $30,000 purchase. Coming off a qualifier at the Meadows in 2 minutes and a 5th.
Chris Page and Ron Burke on the 6. Sweet Teas Ranger. This is an in-range colt out of Sweet Ashley T, a Conway Hall mare. Actually was a $42,000 purchase from a Michigan sale. I'm not sure that code exactly where that's at. First lifetime start, but we've had 2 qualifiers under his belt, both at the Meadows. First qualifier actually timed a little bit faster, was 3rd there, back by about a length and a half, but trotted his mile in 2:01 and 2. Final quarter, 28 and 3.
And number 7, Motor Earl, Mike McAuliffe. Mike McAuliffe is making his first next generation start. He also trains for Jeff Berger of St. Petersburg, Florida, and Dana Rivera of St. Petersburg, Florida. 2-year-old Bagel and Son by Creatine. Coming off a qualifying win of 2 minutes, charting that final quarter, 28 and 3. The 7, Motor Earl, Mike McAuliffe.
Round out the field, we have the 8, Atlee Bender for Irv Miller. Good at Midnight. This is another in-range gelding out of an Archangel mare, Briarwood Bell. This is the very first lifetime start, but we do have a couple qualifiers actually over at Hoosier Park. So on a bigger track, a 7th, 8th mile over there. Was a winner in the last qualifier just by a neck, but a win is a win there. Was a winner in 2 minutes and 4/5, final quarter, and 28-1. Good at Midnight was a $67,000 purchase from the Ohio Selected Sale.
And there's a look at the field. Post-time favorite, heavy favorite at 1-5. The 3, Lou Armstrong. The stable might get their first win in 19 tries in the next generation. Stakes record for 2-year-old filly Trotters is, this is the 2-year-old colt trot. Filly Trotters 56 and 1. Colt Trotters, probably Big Ranger last year.
I think it was Big Ranger in 54. Yep, 54 flat last year. Big Ranger shattered the stakes record in 54 flat. Last year in 2025, in range swept both the filly and, like we just said, the colt division. Looks like we have just 3 in ranges. I say just 3, like it's not a field of 8, but 3 in ranges in here. Also Ready for Money gave it to him, gave him his money last year. He had a couple nice horses as well, but again, Quattro de Julio, we just don't know exactly how that entire crop is going to pan out quite yet.
So the starting gate is moved into position. Wait, a field of 8 for the 2-year-old colt and gelding trot. $150,000 on the line. Still see some fireworks back the way.
So especially with our trotters, you just never know how they're gonna react.
See if any of them, when they go by that, leave the gate or head to 3/4, fireworks just stopped. Nope, they're still going. See if that catches their eye at all.
2-year-old Golden Gelding Trotters for the $150,000. The next generation, the 2026 edition from the Railhouse Sigurd, Satan's Fury, Lou Armstrong, Commander's Money, Walks of the Fire, Sweet Tea's Ranger, Motor Earl, and Good at Midnight on the outside. Gate swings into the back stretch of the, here they go. There, Sigurd was off stride before the start. Back down trotting, going for the lead. Satan's Fury inside. To his outside, Commander's Money, and in between them, Lou Armstrong. Racing into the turn 4th, Walks the Fire. Sigurd, an early miscue, is trotting and protecting at the rail. Racing there in 5th as they head over to the quarter outside 6, Motor Earl. Sweet Tea's Ranger at the rail, and Good at Midnight, the early trailer, as they make their way around the turn and drive past the quarter. Taking over the lead, Lou Armstrong clocks in 28 flat. Satan's Fury has the pocket at 49-1. Commander's Money is their 3rd. Out pops Walks the Fire. First up, parked Motor Earl will try to track down cover. Sigurd locked in, moving to the outside. Sweet Tea's Ranger and the trailer Good at Midnight. They roll over to the half with the lead. Lou Armstrong outside Walks the Fire, taking it right to him as they trot on over to the half. Satan's Fury follows back in 3rd. It's a length back to Commander's Money. Scenic Route for Motor Earl on the outside. To the inside, Sigurd. Sweet Tea's Ranger wanting to get underway, but he'll have to be 3 wide, and the trailer good at midnight, 57-2 for the half, 29-2, and those two are stepping on the lead right now. Lou Armstrong on the inside, watch the fire, wheel to wheel, stride for stride to 3/4, 2 back, Satan's Fury moving to the outside. Commander's Money now picks up the chase. Then it is a Motor Earl to the inside and saving ground. Sweet Tea's Ranger starting to close, 125, 27-3. Backside, and Lou Armstrong is put away, walks the fire. Outside, Commander's Money starting to rally. Satan's Fury is clear and driving. He'll be third in a few strides, still looking for clear racetrack. Sweet Tea's Ranger into the stretch. Lou Armstrong outside. Commander's Money is coming to him. Lou Armstrong bearing in. Commander's Money and Mike Wilder in the next generation. Up second, Satan's Fury. Lou Armstrong held third. Photo for fourth, 155-1.
If you know anything about Ohio Trotters, never count out a Chris Beaver horse. That is for sure. And wow, what a nice back half for that horse. Commander's Money. Ready for money, Colt.
Bred by Midland Acres, a $21,000 purchase. Mike Wilder in from the Meadows. Ohio native from Sydney, Ohio. 155-1, Commander's Money. Yeah, they were going step and stride for stride, as Barry Vickroy said. Ronnie Wren Jr. on the outside with Walks the Fire, and Lou Armstrong and Anthony McDonald the inside. But right before the 3/4, you could see that Walks the Fire pretty much had it all he wanted. But it looked as though Lou Armstrong was going to be the winner. But 3 wide off of that turn, top of the stretch, comes Mike Wilder and Commander's Money.
It's going to be a nice exacta. Look at that, though. We got a 10-1 winner and a 49-1 place. You know, actually, coming in today, you never know what you got. You really, really don't. But Satan's Fury, as I was doing my research, there wasn't anything that really stuck out to me about this horse as far as breeding or anything goes. But man, did he prove us wrong and the bettors out there. 49-1. He had a ton of horse. Chris Limbs had a ton of horse right in here at the half. Actually, he just has all kinds of hold on him. He came home very, very nice too.
Co-owner Marcus Swartz was a co-owner with Chris Beaver on Caviar Creek as they won the 2-year-old Colt Trot back in 2023. But tonight, Commander's Money and Mike Wilder, 155-1.
We actually got to see Commander's Money earlier in his career. Actually, when Chris Beaver just came back from moving back up from the south. We featured him on Freshman Focus, and he was pretty high on that horse then, and he proved it through and through this evening.
I saw him qualify super at Delaware, too. Chris was pretty excited after that qualifier. I think he's got a nice colt here.
Back in front of the grandstand, headed to the Midland Acres winner circle. Winner of the 12th race, next generation 2-year-old Colt Gelding Trot number 4, Commander's Money. He's a 2-year-old son of Ready for Money out of the CR Commando mare. Kelsey's Commando. Bred by Midland Acres. Owned by Commander's Money Stable. Mark Schwartz and Mark Robinson. Chris Beaver gets his second next generation win. Mike Wilder, his second next generation winning drive. They team up on Commander's Money. He's now 2 for 2 in his young career. He gets a new lifetime mark tonight, winning the 2026 next generation 2-year-old Colt Gelding Trot. Commander's Money in 155-1.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do note there is an inquiry on the board. It's directed against third place finisher number 3, Lou Armstrong. Possible interference in the stretch. Inquiry against 3, Lou Armstrong. Possible interference in the stretch.
Look at all those little kids up against the winner's circle.
Can you flip it back? Yeah. I'd like to give a shout out, Rhonda Ritter, Mike's mom, most likely watching from Florida. Hello to Rhonda if you're watching tonight.
Mike living in Pennsylvania now, but
Yep.
he's an Ohioan, right? You
Oh,
said
yes.
he grew up in Sydney, was introduced
Sydney,
to the
Ohio.
sport
Yes.
in Sydney.
He drove a lot here, back in the day. I think this is where he maybe met his wife. She was working here doing some internship
At Scioto
at
here?
Scioto. I think,
Really?
I'm going back probably in the late 90s.
Here is a head-on video of that inquiry against our third-place finisher of the 3, Lou Armstrong.
Definitely getting close to some of those pylons there.
Yeah. Well, we kind of saw that even in, we'll see.
And he really got bearing in the stretch.
Getting tired, they start to look for air.
Radcliffe has winning driver Mike Wilder. He gets his second next generation win for Chris Beaver, who also picked up his second.
Standing by with a very happy Mike Wilder, just drove this horse to win the $150,000 Next Generation. You drove him last week, and what do you think about this little colt?
He's such a professional. I was very excited to come and race him tonight. Getting the feel of him last week. He's kind of like a seasoned 3-year-old. You can just push on him, grab him, start him back up. He makes my job real easy.
Now, I know last time in his first ever career start, he won in 58-1. Did you think he was ready to go in 55 tonight?
I had a good idea. If he had to go there, I thought he might. He trotted 28-1 backside that particular day, and he was going 30 seconds, so I knew the motor was in there.
Now, do you know what's next for this horse on the schedule?
I do not.
You're, I'm sure, hoping to retain the drive.
I'm hoping he asks me to drive him again, and hopefully I can make it.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Inquiry remains on the board against 3, Lou Armstrong. Possible interference in the stretch. Judging from the views that we were getting from TV, I would guess that would be for blocking the passing lane. Inquiry against 3, Lou Armstrong. Possible interference in the stretch.
So we really only get to see Mike Wilder over here for the big nights. He actually became pretty, was it Swelsey last year? He
yes.
was on a mountain, drove a lot of Ohio Sire Stakes last year over here for us, and it's always nice to see Mike back.
So we got one more tonight before we go off the air. It'd be the 2-year-old colt and Gilding Pace coming up next. Be a field of 8. As we await
we might have
they're going to have a placing, I would say, because they cleared the board, so it will be the 3rd place finisher.
There's nobody going to have this trifecta. Congratulations if you did.
10-1, 49, 45, 37, 4, 2, 6, 8. If those are your favorite numbers, you might be a winner.
After the judges' review, the 3, Lou Armstrong, was guilty of racing inside of multiple pylons at the head of the lane and entering the passing lane too early. He's been disqualified from 3rd and placed 8th. Finishing 4th, being placed 3rd. 6, Sweet Tea's Ranger, finishing 5th, being placed 4th. 8, Good at Midnight. New call here, 4-2-6-8, 4-2-6-8. The new call, 3, Lou Armstrong, inside of multiple pylons at the top of the stretch, as well as entering the passing lane too early. He's been disqualified from 3rd and placed 8th. New call, 4-2-6-8, 4-2-6-8. New call here in race 12.
I'm gonna have a feeling we're gonna come back pretty quick. They've been doing that the last three races now. They've been hooking them while we were away at commercial, so we'll try to get everything moving appropriately for everyone, so we don't miss any action. Nowhere near a track, or I shouldn't say track record, but a stakes record there. But still a very impressive mile, 55-1.
What do we got here? Wow.
They hit it, didn't they?
Yeah, nothing uncovered there, no alls.
$1,500 for a 20-cent wager. Not as
12th
big a
race
show
now,
as
fishing
we
for
thought.
268. Commander's Money pays $22.40 to win. The $1 exacta, $184.50. 50-cent trifecta, 4-2 with 6, $751. 20-cent superfecta, 4-2-6 with 8, $1,533.84.
Down to the Payson Colts.
1 to go.
So that's always our glamour boys, right?
See if the track record hold or act fast in 22.
That was
a Page 152, 152 last year with I'll Bet Your Boots and Chris Page and Ron Burke, and got a connection here to I'll Bet Your Boots. The two Don't Truck With Me. We're looking ahead to the 13th. Would be a half brother, I assume.
Yeah, I believe so. When we did Freshman Focus with Darren Harvey, he talked quite a bit about this horse, and he's a handful for sure, but looks like it's paying off for him.
When they're nice, there's things you'll put up with, right?
I don't know if he was gelded at the time we were there, but that was definitely on the radar because he was not nice to be around for quite some time, it sounded like. But it looks like he qualified super. I actually have a replay of him for when we get to that point.
You know, Darren Harvey actually just 2 years ago now got his very first Sire stake win with LT Loverboy, yeah, and so he has really come on to the scene hot, very young. I mean, so he's still a young guy himself, and I am excited to see. It's you like to cheer for the little guys here and there.
Yep. That was actually the first time I ever met Darren, was when we did the Freshman Focus.
Really?
We really talked to him. Yeah, he's a super nice guy. He's
like
funny.
I feel like he comes off at first pretty quiet.
Yeah.
But he is a good guy. I agree with that. So we'll finish up the replay here. And Matt, they're going to go to post in 3 minutes.
Yeah, we'll fly through some commercials and hopefully get back in time.
So there we go. We are headed next into race 13. But before we introduce you, let's thank our sponsors.
This September, the thrill returns to Delaware, Ohio. It's the Little Brown Jug. World-class harness racing, heart-pounding action, and unforgettable fun. Join the tradition. Feel the roar. Be a part of history. We have several hospitality and ticket options, including the new Jug Social Club. Please visit littlebrownjug.com or call 1-800-DEL-FAIR. The Little Brown Jug, where champions are crowned.
Don't miss the North American Standardbred Mixed Sale in Mount Hope, Ohio, December 18th. Only 2 sales in and already gaining attention across North America. This exciting young sale specializes in high-quality racehorses, broodmare prospects, and stallion shares with industry-leading pedigrees. One of our exciting graduates is world record holder Allegiant, headlining a growing list of successful sale graduates. Last year's sale topper was Refined at $260,000, followed by Stardust Volo at $250,000. Visit the North American Standardbred Mixsale.com and join us December 18th in Mount Hope, Ohio.
Feel the thunder, experience the speed, witness the excitement of Ohio harness racing. Ohio is home to 4 pari-mutuel tracks with exciting action at Northfield Park, Scioto Downs, Miami Valley Gaming and Racing, and Dayton Raceway. Plus racing at 66 county and independent fairs statewide. From legendary events like the Little Brown Jug to the Dayton Racing Derby, Battle of Lake Erie, and Next Generation Stakes, Ohio is where champions race. The speed, the tradition, the excitement. Don't just watch it, be a part of it. Race Ohio, it's your best bet.
Once a year, the greatest converge. 12 championship races, over $7 million on the line. History will be made. Legends will rise. In October 2026, Scioto Downs becomes the venue where speed meets destiny. The Breeders' Crown, harness racing's ultimate showdown. It all comes down to the Breeders' Crown.
It all begins with a dream. In Ohio's lush pastures, a foal is born with the heart of a champion. Through dedication, care, and generations of world-class breeding, that spark grows into raw power. Today, Ohio's standard bred industry offers nearly $24 million in purses for Ohio breds, drawing the best and rewarding the brightest. Breed, buy, race, and win in Ohio.
All right, you're back.
We're already moving out of the paddock for race 13. It is going to round us out for this evening. Our 2-year-old Colt Pacers, $150,000 next generation coming in. Doug, what is our stakes record?
Stakes record is 152. Act Fast, and I'll bet your boots was last year. Page and Burke, and both of them, the inaugural winner when the Next Generation sent the 2-year-olds out in 2020 on July 4th was Don Tiger's Charlie May.
Late $1 pick 4. Races 13 through 16. Carryover, $2,864. Low 14% takeout on the new money. Here's the field. Number 1 is owned by Patty Roth, Roger Miller, William Ruffenegg, and Gene Roth. Mike Roth trains the son of Monty Mickey. Brett Miller drives the 1. Shake 'em up, Mickey. Number 2, owned by Wayne Mass Jr., Eden Acres Farmstead, and Kirk Nichols. Darren Harvey trains. Chris Lems will drive the son of Catch the Fire. Don't truck with me. Number 3 is owned by Greg Luther Racing. Todd Luther trains the homebred son of Catch the Fire. Austin Hanners drives number 3. Fire is prolific. 4 is a son of Down by the Seaside. Owned by Burke Racing Stable, Weaver Bersimi, Knox Services, and Michael Rosenthal. Trained by Ron Burke. Chris Page has the line of the 4, Ocean Party. Number 5 is owned by Bet the House. Son of Down by the Seaside, trained and driven by Mike McAuliffe. Number 5, Stateroom. 6 is owned by Hatfield Stables, Marvin Katz, Bradley Grant, Soderberg, and Bloodstock LLC. Ron Burke trains Ronnie Wren Jr., the son of Down by the Seaside. Number 6, North Rim. 7, another gelding by Down by the Seaside, owned by Irvin Miller Stable, Lava Java Stable, and Step by Step Racing. Irv Miller trains Atlee Bender on the 7, Atlantic Ivy, and completing the field. 8 is owned by Bet the House. Son of Down by the Seaside, Mike McAuliffe trains Randy Tharps the 8, Elixir. It's a field for the Next Generation. 2-year-old Colt Gelding Pace. One-play show, exacta, trifecta, start of the $1 late pick 4, jump started by a carryover just shy of $2,900. Low takeout on the new money, just 14%.
Here we go. Rounding us out in the Next Generations, our 2-year-old Colt Pacers, a field of 8 from the rail, Brett Miller and Mike Roth. This is going to be Mike's inaugural Next Generation start with Shake 'em Up Mickey. This is a Monty Mickey gelding out of Bad Sammy, a Big Bad John mare. Very first lifetime start. Bred and still co-owned by Patty Roth of Indiana. Had 2 qualifiers, one here at Scioto Downs on June 17th. We came back actually at Hoosier Park on June 24th there. Was 6, back by a handful of lengths, but still paced that mile, that qualifier, and won 57-1 final quarter in 28.
Actually, the 2 is Don't Truck With Me. This a half-brother to last year's 2-year-old Colt Pacer. I'll Bet Your Boots. 2-year-old Bago, the son of Catch the Fire, was a $37,000 purchase, coming off a qualifier of 156-2 here over at Northfield Park. Final quarter 27-3.
Austin Hanners for Todd Luther on this Catch the Fire Colt. Fire is prolific, owned by Greg Luther Racing of Black Lick, Ohio. This is a colt by Miss Walker, an Aces and Sevens mare. also bred by Greg Luther Racing. Very first per start, but we do have 2 qualifiers to go off of right here at Scioto Downs. Started a little bit earlier. Actually, June 8th was the first qualifier. Was a winner there in 57-1, came back the next week on June 15th and was a winner by over 3 lengths in 1:56.3. Both of those miles, he had a final quarter of 28 flat.
Chris Page and Ron Burke with the 4 Ocean Party. The 2-year-old bay colt is down by the seaside out of the Sweet Lou mare Dancing Lucille. A $50,000 Lexington purchase. Qualified twice at the Meadows. Last one finished 3rd, beaten 3 3/4 in 1:58.2.
Our 5, Mike McAuliffe, trains and drives, is another down by the seaside colt, State Room, out of a rock and roll dance mare, Kylie Rocks, owned by Bet the House of Petersburg, Florida. First lifetime start, another one that has 2 qualifiers under his belt, though, both here at Scioto. Timed the best mile most recently on June 22nd and was second, back by a couple of lengths, but paced his mile in 1:54.3, final quarter 28.4. Originally a $100,000 purchase from the Lexington Select.
Number 6 is Northern Rim, Ronnie Wren Jr. and Ron Burke, a $70,000 Ohio Select purchase. 1:56 in a qualifier, finished 4th. Qualifier before that, finished 3rd, 1:56.3.
Our 7-horse Atlee Bender and Irv Miller, you guessed it, another down by the seaside gelding, Atlantic Ivy. And this has had 1 lifetime start and was a winner in the Kentucky Sire Stakes at Oak Grove. Was a winner by just over a length in 53.3, final quarter 27.1. But before then had a couple qualifiers also at Hoosier Park. Of course, I just got to mention this. His qualifiers at Hoosier Park, his final quarter time, both of those qualifiers, was 26.3. Atlantic Ivy was a $45,000 purchase from the Ohio Selected Sale.
Randy Thorpe's making his first next generation drive. Will drive number 8, Elixir, 2-year-old bay colt, but down by the seaside at a Yankee Cruiser mare. Moonshine Yankee was 3rd in the 2000 Jugette final. 1:57.2, a winner here at Scioto Downs in a qualifier on the 22nd of June, 29-1 final panel for the 8, Elixir.
Randy Tharps, we do not get the pleasure of seeing him in the bike very often, and so I wonder what kind of conversations were being had to get him on our 8-horse Elixir. Now, I don't know if this still stands, but just a handful of years ago, Randy was the all-time winningest African-American driver, and I bet that still stands. And you know, Matt and I were having a conversation just a couple races ago off air, how he was the man at Lebanon Raceway.
Oh yes, yes. And he's driving an $180,000 Lexington Select purchase, the 8 Elixir.
I'm glad you
Currently
actually.
at 44.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, because coming into tonight, the most expensive 2-year-old that we had seen compete to date was $160,000. Elixir
180.
is 180, so now at least takes the record for being the most expensive 2-year-old to race in this stakes. $180,000 can make up hopefully a portion of it here this evening. We didn't go too much into breeding here, but like I mentioned, I like to take a deeper dive, and this is another group of horses that are just rich in bloodlines. Our 3-horse Fire is Prolific is a half sibling to Never Pop the Plugs that's earned over $300,000. The 6 North Rim, this is the first full from the dam, but the Grand Dam, the second dam, has multiple world champions, and is actually, this dam is a half sibling to Sports Rider. It's made $1.5 million, and that's just to name a few. I would take too much time telling you about all of their bloodlines.
So the Catch the Fire timer is ticking down. It's under 15 seconds. The starting gate is moving into position. 8 2-year-old colt and Gilding Pacers making their way to the gate for the final of the 4 next generations tonight on this July 4th, 2026. No fireworks right now.
Hopefully we're done with that. Now, Doug, as you told us a little bit ago, the stakes record is 52 flat. Are we batting at that tonight? I wouldn't be surprised. We've had some very, very fast miles.
It could be 52 and 3, 53 and 1. It's going to be somewhere in there, I would think. We'll know pretty quick. You can tell how it's going to set up when they get to the quarter and a half. If they get to back them off at all. I don't know where the speed's coming from. It's just hard to tell with these 2-year-olds who's going to be leaving.
I don't think we've had any wire-to-wire winners tonight. Have we? In the next gen, I should say.
Don't know. No, I don't think so.
Well, let's pass it up to Barry Vickroy, the 13th, the final next generation.
They're off and pacing. Fire is prolific. Fire's out for the lead. Stateroom center of the track to the inside. Don't truck with me. Driving up on the far outside is Atlantic Ivy at the rail. Shake him up, Mickey. Into the turn in 6 is North Rim. Then Ocean Party came away in 7th, and Elixir, the early trailer. So they scramble around the turn. Stateroom grabs a lead. Fire is prolific to the inside. Don't truck with me. Marches up on the outside, looking to take over. Atlantic Ivy is there for Shake 'em up, Mickey, a handful in 5th. 27-2 opening quarters. They swing into the stretch the first time. North Rim races in 6th. Max 7th, Ocean Party, and the trailer is Elixir. Past the stands, it's Atlantic Ivy. At 6-5, he'll forge his way to the top and take over from Don't Truck With Me, who will yield for the pocket. Stateroom kicked back 3rd. Fire is prolific as they're racing in 4th, peeking to the outside, but he goes off stride through to the inside of the breaker. Shake him up, Mickey. Road trouble for North Rim. He's 3 wide around the breaker, trying to get into it now. Ocean Party, after he was impeded in the trailer, Elixir will move up a spot. 56-1 for the half, 28-4, and with the lead, Atlantic Ivy. Don't Truck With Me has the pocket. North Rim now second on the outside. Ocean Party made up a ton of ground down the backstretch. He's now 4th. Stateroom locked in outside Elixir. Then Shake 'em up, Mickey, and Fire's prolific trails. 3/4 history in 125-2, just 29-1 down the backstretch. They'll sprint now. It's Atlantic Ivy with the lead. Outside North Rim trying to get to him. Inside, gapped away from the pocket. Don't Truck With Me. He's trying to rally. Ocean Party being asked for more into the stretch. It's Atlantic Ivy coming to the outside. Don't Truck With Me is digging in and closing. Atlantic Ivy, Don't Truck With Me in the next generation. 152-2.
2/5 of a second off of that track record.
Wow.
He was getting it coming home, too,
and
wasn't he?
He has got a gate, a half-brother.
I'll bet your boots last year's winner.
I'll bet your boots winner. Yep.
I say I don't think it's going to pick it up on the mic at all, but we're right beside
he has a gate. Just look at him there.
Yeah. But we're right beside the next generation party room, and we heard them cheering and just clapping right there. How exciting!
Look at that! Look at that stride when he's coming there on that replay.
It looked like Lems had his hands full, basically the whole time he was in the pocket there.
I mean, he couldn't.
Yeah.
And that's what he did take. Well, he did take a bad step. We saw that. And he's got plenty of speed. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of his racing season is going to race up, because I don't know if Chris could hold him.
Generation for Darren Harvey. 152-2, 2764. Here, race 13. Don't Truck With Me wins the next generation.
He was gapped off a length or two.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how fast he went his last quarter, but I mean, he was getting it through the lane.
He's a looker for sure.
Yeah. I've been talking about this horse all week. I didn't want to put a hex on him. The last one I said I liked made a break behind the gate, so I didn't want to say too much about him, but I was very happy to see this horse win.
You got the ears perked up there coming back. Yeah. He's a class act.
I ran into Darren a couple times in the backside or in the paddock when I was walking over, and he was in pretty good spirits. He was joking around, so he had to have a pretty good feeling. I don't think he was too nervous coming into tonight.
What was it, $37,000 they spent on him? I think.
Yes.
I feel like that was a steal right now.
Right there.
Yeah.
And that's that start he's paid for.
Bred by Judy Rogner.
Yep.
She's had some nice
From the grandstand to the Midland Acres Winners Circle after winning the 2026. The next generation for 2-year-old Colton Gunning Pacers, number 2, Don't Truck With Me. 2-year-old Gutted Son of Catch the Fire out of the Real Desire Mare, Age of Consent, bred by Judy Rogner, is owned by Wayne Mass Jr., Eden Acres Farmstead, and Kirk Nichols. Darren Harvey, the winning trainer. Chris Lems is the winning driver. Don't Truck With Me wins the Next Generation. His first career win, 152-2.
Well, I hope Ayers grabs Darren for the interview. He's got to be pretty excited.
We haven't commented on the blankets tonight. Those are nice satin blankets that they're throwing on these horses. That is the first Next Generation start for Darren Harvey, and he makes it a winning one.
I think he tried to get Darren. Darren said, "No, Chris, give me your helmet. I'll take the horse back." Gotta get another quick picture here. So I'm guessing Chris Lems will be our interview.
I'm sure there'll be plenty more opportunities. We'll get a hold of Darren eventually, right?
Oh, some lucky kid getting a whip.
There's a lot of kids hanging out there by the winner's circle.
Somebody gonna get the glasses, probably the gloves.
Is this Limbs? Is probably his first win also in the Next Gen.
Fist bumps, high fives, handshakes, all for winning driver Chris Lems down with Ayers Ratliff.
So standing by with Chris Lems, who just won with Don't Truck With Me here in with the $150,000 Next Generation. The horse had a couple of qualifying lines, and you weren't on the driver on either one. What kind of instructions were you given here tonight?
Not a whole lot. Obviously, racing for this kind of money, and the owners put up big money. Race him, but try not to kill him too much. Long ear.
Now this is we heard that this horse is very spirited, to say the least. Was he pretty hard to handle, or is he pretty good out there?
I was a little surprised. Scoring down, he was plenty aggressive, and he had an ear hood on, so I was prepared for the worst. But actually in the race, he drove really nice that way. He was left and let a couple go, removed, let another one go. I couldn't ask for much better.
Now, he just fired down the stretch here. I mean, how did he feel around the last turn, and what did you think when you finally shook loose?
Around the last turn, he was putting a couple steps in. He's never been that fast before. Maybe tighten the hobbles up a hole next time. But in the stretch, when he straightened up, I had no doubt I was going by.
Well, congratulations, man, and it's good to see you here in the winner's circle.
Thanks.
Thanks, Chris.
We are official.
Dollar exacta, $11.40, 50-cent trifecta, $13.75, 20-cent superfecta, 2764, $25.94.
Well, that's pretty much a wrap. It was a great night. We had fireworks. Here. Ronnie Wren Jr. won 2 of the Next Gens. Ronnie had 6 winners on the night.
I think each division was won by a different trainer.
Yes.
That's not something we see all the time.
Ron Burke, Chris Page just got 1. Usually they get a couple.
You're right. But what an exciting night, and that just kicked us off and hopefully set the stage for the entire 2026 season. Now, a lot of these horses will come back this next Saturday for their first leg of the Ohio Sire Stakes.
Is that at Northfield or here at Scioto?
So here at Scioto next Saturday, I think our Trotters will come back, and then we're going to go up to Northfield on Sunday, Monday for our 2-year-old Pacers. Of course, I think the next time OHHA is broadcasting, it's going to be back in the fairs.
Back at the fairs, Wilmington Monday, Tuesday. I know I'm at Bell Fountain Monday, Tuesday. I think we're a week from Monday, Tuesday. I'll be at Bell Fountain with Jay Wolf, and then Matt, you're going to
Cortland.
Cortland.
Yep.
So what that means is we are 10 toes down now throughout the entire 2026 season. We hope that you will join us for all of it. On behalf of everybody at OHHA, I'm Ashley Daly. Hope you
Doug
have a great
Ballinger,
evening.
Matt Clark.